Houston Rockets. Keldon paced the Spurs with 22 hustle points. That's about all we saw last night. Spurs are 3-7 in their last 10 and now in 13th place in the West. The NFL is moving into the 21st century, implementing the Hawkeye, eliminating the chain gang. It's a virtual measurement system that should be implemented this season. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. How we doing? It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ Hoffman, joined as always by a man who really needs no introduction.
I really don't.
But it's my job to do it anyway. Mr. Rob Thompson. Good morning, Rob.
Hold your applause. Hold your applause to the end. Hold
yes.
to the end.
Yeah.
Be here all morning.
All morning we're going to be here breaking down collegiate baseball games.
From front to back, baby.
Left and right.
How are you this morning?
I'm sleepy.
Yeah, it smells like cat food in here.
Yeah. I've opened a couple cans of cat food this morning. Gave Big Balls some food.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, what do you have against him, Rob?
I'm just saying this morning, I pulled in and got into my parking spot, and as I was coming around the bend, I thought I saw a cat, like, skitter.
It's because we pulled in at the same time.
Yeah.
He saw my ride, and he said, "Oh, that's the food car.
Yeah.
That's the ice cream truck."
Yeah.
They know. They know.
Like, here we go, man. Here we go.
Yeah. And he ran right up to me.
So tomorrow you're going to have, then you said you went back, there was another one.
Yeah.
You're going to have a mama cat and kittens show up. We're going to have possums and skunks hanging out.
Yeah. I told my wife I was thinking about adopting old Big Balls.
I think Big Balls is making a good play for it, but I have a sense that Big Balls has got a good life right now.
Big Balls is
sowing his wild oats.
He
looks well fed. He looks all right.
He's food aggressive too. Because
when they gnaw at it real quick.
A friend came with him today on the second can. The first can he ate all by himself.
Okay.
And then I brought out a second can, and this time he ran up and he had a black friend with him. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but a black cat.
Okay.
And I dumped the can of food out, and that black cat was trying to get his face in there, and old Big Balls was like. But it was while he was eating, like
Here, lick the can, buddy.
Beat it. And then he tried to come into the building with me. He really wants to come inside because he thinks this is where the cat food comes from.
Yeah, he's right.
He is.
We do have a station mascot.
Yes.
That.
Yeah, we have
might not appreciate
Josie the dog. I got a feeling though, Big Balls might whoop Josie's ass.
Yeah. Josie's a street cat. Put a street cat against most any dog.
Yeah, Josie lives a pampered life now.
Yes.
You know, she can't be bothered to get up off a pillow often.
Yeah, she's a mascot. We treat her as such.
But that cat, I got a feeling he can throw paws if he needs to.
Most cats are killing machines.
Oh yeah,
that we have decided to allow to live in our houses, which I've never understood. You people.
Again, if Big Balls was the size of, let's say, I don't know, a raccoon, he could probably kill me.
Yes. They're killing machines.
Yeah.
Everything about them is made to kill. And they look at you like if I was just 10 pounds heavier, brother.
But that's the thing. Have you ever heard Mike Tyson talk about when he had tigers? And he would say,
barely understand it.
I used to let him sleep in the bed with me. And he's like, and they were like, well, weren't you afraid sleeping in the bed with these two giant tigers? And he's like, I was just too ignorant to know. And he said, when you say it now, it's yes, but at the time, it was like,
Yeah.
I was invincible. They
Uh-huh.
couldn't do anything to hurt me.
See, most of those people who thought that, we never got to hear the last words.
I
We
was
just
there-
found a hand.
we just found
I was their master. But
Yeah.
you're right. If they wanted to, they could have killed me.
Yes. They,
And it's like, well,
yeah, brother. Yeah.
But there is something to the feeling when you are accepted by the killing machines. You know,
yeah, but
it's,
it doesn't take. Well, Chris Rock has that bit. The tiger just went tiger. He didn't go crazy. He just
it
went
just
tiger.
did what tigers do.
So yeah, you can. Those things are really lovable and nice until they're not.
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
No,
you're right.
that's what was it? Siegfried and Roy
Oh yes,
ripped his face off. That ended quickly. And
Yeah.
so, yeah. They were real close with those tigers.
best
They
friends.
love those tigers.
best friends.
And they were, I guess, were ignorant too.
yeah,
I guess looking back, my brother Roy was ignorant.
was it Roy that got?
I don't know. Siegfried,
I don't know
Roy,
either.
one or the other.
I would hope it was Siegfried. I think anybody named Siegfried deserves to.
Well, they were kind of interchangeable, really. You could just Siegfried or Roy. You could have changed either name. They look the same.
Yeah. But yeah, I am. There is something to. It feels good when the cat.
You're good to wildlife.
I am.
I think, and you lived a rather rural life. And most of the people like me who kind of are around the death that live in the rural life is, you don't really, like, strays to me are just something that I know will eventually won't end up good.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? You end up,
I know.
You can't bring them in, and eventually if they're out, there's something bigger and badder that wants to eat them. Or they
Yeah.
get hit by a car, or, you know,
Always something.
something. So they just become like my pets. If they're inside, or my family. If they're outside, they're livestock. They have a job to do.
Yeah.
You know, and the ones that have a job to do come and go, man. It's just part of life.
Well, I mean, what's your dog's job?
Which one? The ones that are inside? They
Yeah.
don't. That's what I said. If you're inside the house, you're family. If you're outside,
Okay.
you got a job. to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, I get that. Well, maybe one day Big Balls will get adopted.
And another thing is, I don't get cats.
Yeah.
So that's the other. Can't.
Oh yeah. You've never had a cat?
No, I had one. I grew up with my mother had an affinity for Siamese cats.
And
And they're psychotic.
your dad still has that cat, right?
No, there's a cat in that house that you never see. I never see that cat.
Yeah.
I know it's alive by the smell from the litter box, but I don't ever see it. It's just a.
Ew.
Oh well, I mean, I can smell that in anybody's house. I don't care. I just smell a cat in the litter box.
You know what I think it is? I think I'm appreciating the feeling of being appreciated.
Oh yeah, I know. I get it.
And
That's why
I'll
you
be
have
honest.
to have a pet. It's true. You live longer if
Yeah.
you're alone with a pet
I have a cat in my apartment.
who doesn't appreciate you.
Does not
expects.
appreciate me. She is.
You listening, ladies? You hearing all this?
She demands.
This is analogous to many things in life.
Yeah, she will wake me up to say like, "Hey, man, it's time for me to
Yeah.
eat food. Like, wake up and give me
Your
food."
purpose in life is to make sure I am well fed, and if I am not, everybody's going to know I'm
And-
being mistreated.
And then once I feed her, she'll go and lay in front of the window and bask in the sunlight.
Yeah.
And
Right,
there's
yeah.
no thank you. There's no
Cats are roommates.
let
they
me
are.
rub my face against your hand and
Oh, yeah,
man,
yeah.
you're the best.
Nope.
I feed old Big Balls and it's like
Mhm. Well,
you
Yeah,
would
it's
think
all up on your
would
leg,
think
yeah.
I gave that dude like the world.
well, it's the same thing with rescue dogs who have lived on the
Oh
streets. They're
yeah,
like,
man.
dude, I will do anything you ask.
But here's the thing. Blueberry, my wife adopted
Oh yeah,
because she was abandoned in an apartment. Like that cat's been been abandoned as well. Like,
again, but you're talking about an entirely different personality. That's just cats. Cats are roommates, and they're trying to kill you
yeah.
if they could.
Well, Big Balls is my he's my friend. All right.
Yeah.
He's,
But you're friends to pets. You're
I am a friend
you're
of the
a friend to
animal.
animals.
I'm a friend. I'm like
What's the patron saint to that? Is that
it's
Saint Jude?
Aquaman.
There's some kind of saint.
Or Aquaman.
I'm the Aquaman of the land.
You are.
There we go.
You're landman.
Yeah.
I'm land
Landman.
man.
Yeah.
Land man.
What's the Latin for land? Terra.
Yeah.
You're
I-
Terra man.
I've never spent any time in Florence. I don't know.
Well, I do believe the Latin for land is terra.
I once had
So you're a
I once had a
terra
really, really disastrous budget vacation to Denmark, but I don't really talk about it because it was just so embarrassing that we had to sit at the back of the plane. Oh,
It was awful.
poor Rob.
They will serve champagne in plastic cups
there
if you're
was
not in the
no-
right part of the
There was
plane.
no hot meal service. They brought me a turkey sandwich
Champagne and
potato
plastic
chips.
flutes. The people there.
Imagine eating a turkey sandwich with champagne out of a plastic cup.
What?
Animals. I don't know what to
Disgusting.
say. I don't know.
Disgusting. We did. Now I'm taking a big risk here because I've been told by a lot of people no one cares about the pros and cons of eating at a Chinese buffet.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to tell you
We
anyway.
didn't care.
'Cause it's my, I've-
We've hit the gold mine, man.
Yeah,
we
we did.
really have. Listen, I'll go out on a limb. This new buffet that opened by us is probably not going to get a bunch of 5-star reviews on Yelp or anything like that because at the end of the day, it's still a Chinese buffet.
Yeah,
But I got news for you, man. As a guy who, listen, if you've ever been in the military, you've been to your share of Chinese buffets, and
that's well put. I hadn't thought about it like
So
that, but I guess that's very true.
I've been to a bunch of Chinese buffets. Like outside of an army base, there are 3 things that line the streets. Like the road right outside Fort Campbell, Kentucky, I'm guessing is like every military city in the country.
Oh, yeah.
There are
Military Drive.
There are Chinese food places.
Yes.
There are strip clubs.
Yes.
And there are used car dealerships. And
Yep.
over and over and over again. And so I've been to a lot of Chinese food places, Chinese buffets. This is not, first of all, when you walk in this place, it looks like a buffet in Vegas.
Yeah, it's fancy.
Yeah.
Chrome and fancy lights.
I mean, it doesn't look like, no offense to the neighborhood that it's in. I
think they'll accept it. This is a well-worn neighborhood.
Yes, it's not
But
a
it
place
doesn't match the neighborhood.
Broken in. It's a broken-in area. I mean, we've been around. Everybody been here for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, this is right in the neighborhood where we talk about seeing zombies.
It's next to a Goodwill.
It is
It's
next
literally
to a Goodwill.
attached to a Goodwill.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, that's right.
It's next to a Goodwill, right in front of an oil change place, like a drive-through oil change spot.
And to say that the Chinese food place classed up the joint is to tell the truth.
I would
It's
say
classed it
yes.
up.
Not only did they have the Chinese food was solid.
It's solid to very good.
They
for a couple
also
of them.
did like the Mongolian bowls where you fill your bowl with all the raw ingredients.
Fresh ingredients.
And
They make it in
the
front of you
they
right
put
there.
it on the big table.
They have dim sum and bao rolls.
Yep.
And fresh is, my gosh.
Yeah.
The only thing they didn't have, and for the price, was they didn't have any crab legs, but that's not really my favorite thing anyway. It's too much work.
Right. They
But-
did have a sushi bar.
Yes, and the sushi, I guess we'll use quotes, chef, was there making them.
Yeah, like you see him
Yeah, it's fresh.
making sushi, so you know it's at least not old
Now, he was
sushi.
the same guy pushing the mop, but he was working 2 jobs.
He
I
washed his
appreciate it.
hands, though.
Yeah, he washed his hands. I'm not saying no, he wasn't uncleanly.
They had like a shrimp and octopus dish with jalapenos.
cold, kind of a ceviche.
Oh man, it was so good.
And
You freaked me out with that
shrimp.
octopus.
It was
That
delicious.
But it was good.
No,
It was good.
That
man.
might have been the best thing I had. Really.
Yeah. Mine was the Mongolian bowl. It was so hot and fresh. Like he made it right in front of me.
Yeah. My
It was-
regret is I wasn't hungry enough.
but
I didn't bring my appetite.
this is the best part of the whole thing.
But I sampled everything.
But like we got 3 buffets, 2 iced teas, and the total was $51.
Yep.
Gold
51
mine,
bucks.
man. Gold mine. I'm gonna be Norm. I'm gonna walk in. They're gonna have my Mongolian bowl already ready.
Oh, yeah.
$51.
Yeah, for 3 people.
Oh, Mr. AJ, welcome back.
Welcome back. We have your seat ready.
Yes.
The booth.
It's gonna be, oh god, man. I mean, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Vic's already planning on taking his wife on a date there.
Yeah. Just a lunch date. Just
Yeah.
'cause she likes Chinese
Oh,
food,
I'm
yeah.
shoot.
It's at
She
it's
love
at
the Asian food.
It's at Harry Wurzbach and Austin Highway. It's the new. It's called King's Buffet, which apparently there's several of them in town.
I think this is their second or third location.
And
when I Googled them.
The other locations, I can't speak for them. And Google and Yelp would tell you they ain't that good.
Really?
It doesn't look good for them on the ratings. The new one, thumbs up from me.
As far as I'm concerned, I will be back next week.
Yeah, this ain't Nobu, okay? It's a Chinese buffet.
Well, it's our Nobu,
but
it's Nobu for Austin Highway. It's Nobu.
It's San Antonio Nobu.
Yeah, San Antonio Nobu. Wait a minute. We're idea guys here. Wait a minute.
God, I've just created a restaurant.
You named we need a couple of recipes.
I think that's a cease and desist waiting to happen.
Well,
yeah, it is.
San Antonio Nobu.
San Antonio Nobu?
San Antonio Bowl?
That'd be good.
It kind of rolls off the tongue.
San Antonio Nobu.
San Antonio Nobu.
Oh,
hey,
yes.
Food truck.
Maybe so. Maybe that's the move. I wish that I had an update on Texas State baseball. I don't, other than their Twitter.
They're really good.
They are. They're
really good.
The Texas State Twitter or Texas State baseball Twitter mafia is after me big time today or yesterday. Finally, I was like, I give up. I they're like, how can you not talk about this? You do a sports show.
Yeah.
And what it really boils down to is this. It's a college baseball, and I love baseball. Baseball's probably my favorite sport. Both my sons play baseball. My oldest son is probably playing college baseball next year. It's a game that I've grown up around. I've coached. I've played. I love baseball.
Mm-hmm. Played Little League.
Nobody cares about it on the radio. They just don't.
College World Series when we get to the grades.
Yeah, someone will care then. Someone will care then.
And if Texas State's there, we will be proud to talk about the deepest part of the lineup.
But Texas A&M is the number one team in the country.
At least they were.
They are it's the Aggies probably make up the second biggest group of collegiate athletics fans in the state of Texas.
They better.
And we are an affiliate of Texas A&M, and we don't talk about Texas A&M baseball.
No.
So I got news. And you know what? UTSA, Incarnate Word, this stretches to you guys too. A&M Corpus Christi, you guys get a real good baseball team.
Hey, no, the Islanders we love.
We ain't going to know about it. They're different. We ain't going to know about it.
UT Pan Am, we're all over them.
I'm not going to talk about them. UT Rio Grande Valley.
No, we hate those guys.
Oh, how could you?
They're Valley types. They get all arrogant on us.
But yeah, I got some grief last night. I don't know anything about doing sports radio. My favorite part of it is, at the beginning of this, the whole thing starts from, why don't you talk about this on your radio show? And then at the end of it, it's, nobody knows who you are. Nobody listens to terrestrial radio anymore. Who cares? Okay. Okay, you got me. I don't know what to say. It's like, you're mad at me for not saying it, and then by the end of it, when I explain to you why I'm not saying it, well, you don't matter anyway because you're on the radio, and nobody listens to the radio
I'm sure you can find a podcast about it.
You know what?
Go dig. I'm sure there's
the Eat 'em Up Cats podcast
that will give you everything your heart desires.
Cats and Bats. If somebody's out there waiting to start one, that's a good name for it.
I would go that route.
Yeah.
And the dude that delivers your pizzas will have all the info you need.
Bobcats and Bombats.
All that. See,
Oh,
we're
what?
idea guys here. We're just here to help.
I'm helping you out.
So if you want that, dive right in. There's podcasts for
and
you,
it's going to be super successful.
Yeah.
And it's going to win big, buddy. All right, let's hit a break. We got plenty more to discuss today. We've got to kick some dirt on the Spurs.
We got to have a serious discussion is what we have to have.
Well,
we're getting to the point of, what are we going to do about Mitch?
Yeah, well, a lot to discuss today. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning as you head into your early morning commute on 35 northbound, 1604 up to Olympia Parkway. We've got the roadway reduced to one lane, about a 25-minute commute. It's heavy from O'Connor. 35 lower level, downtown, southbound Main Street to just past Cesar Chavez. Roadway reduced to one lane due to road work as you stop and go from 35 lower, upper level split. So about a 5-7 minute ride. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song. Get your max tax refund guaranteed, and new customers get $100 to switch. Don't miss the boat. Book an appointment with experts today. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Guys, if you're feeling tired or low on energy, it could be your testosterone. Game Day Men's Health in Alamo Heights offers a simple 3-step process to get you back to feeling your best. Call 210-900-3691. That's Game Day Men's Health, 210-900-3691.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year? Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Guys, Carbach has something for everybody. If you like an IPA, try the Hopadillo. If you're looking for something light, crisp, refreshing, go with the Love Street Blonde. They've got Ziegenbach as well. There's something for everybody's palate, and it's available all over San Antonio. Next time you're in a bar or restaurant, ask them for a Carbach.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, would you like to be able to vote on legalized gambling in the state of Texas?
There's a state representative named Matt Shaheen that doesn't want you to. He will join us on The Blitz at 2:35.
And Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer will talk at the Combine.
We'll hear from him and more. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Morning Huddle 94.1. I wish that, I have a buddy named Josh who has done sports radio and has also done, like, morning rock radio. And he tells me all the time, like, he hates doing rock radio because it's, there's not enough time to talk, which I get. But I also like the idea of, like, talking up to a song and then letting the song hit and then you just chill out for a while, like, and then
Well, that would involve a human being actually being a DJ.
I know. Those are kind of
They don't
dinosaur
do
things.
I don't know if that is
It's
even
all
done
automated
anymore.
now, but
All AI now.
yeah, I wish I was born in a different time. I would have been a great rock and roll DJ. And I'd,
Oh, in the 60s, 70s?
yeah, people probably would have been really mad because I'd sing along and I'd play guitar with them.
You would have invented karaoke.
I would have, yeah,
Yeah.
I would have. And then the Asian conglomeration wouldn't get all the credit that they get.
What?
Yeah, they get a lot of credit for karaoke.
Oh.
And,
Yeah, they do.
yeah,
What are you talking about? It's in the name.
I know, but if I invented it,
Well, karaoke, I don't think you would have invented it.
I would.
Or it wouldn't be known as karaoke.
I wouldn't have called it
It'd
karaoke.
be called sing-along.
That's what I would have called it, but probably something a little more clever.
But they get to claim it because it's in the name. It's an Asian term.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is if I were born in a different time, I would
You
have
would have
invented it
invented
before then. And karaoke wouldn't exist.
So
it would
you'd
called
be
something
kind of
else.
like the Terminator. If I went back in time, I could take you out.
If I could turn back time,
and we would never actually have to live with.
If I could change my ways
in a world where people did this in front of me while I was drinking. If I could take you out like the Terminator, we would have a life without karaoke.
Yeah.
John Connor.
See, our lives would be better without karaoke. You know
Sarah
that, right?
Connor, you come with me.
If anybody ever goes, hey, I got an idea. Let's all go to a karaoke bar.
Isn't it crazy in Terminator 2? Suddenly Arnold was like the good Terminator and Sarah and John Connor just trusted him, even though
Well, Sarah didn't initially, remember?
I know, but the whole first movie, he wanted to kill Sarah.
Well, that's
And
why
then-
she didn't trust him.
But
First, she hated him, and then she loved him.
But how, if someone spent, I don't know how long that movie was. I mean, of course, the movie was about 2 hours, but I don't know what the time frame covered. But it seems like the Terminator spent a considerable amount of time trying to kill Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
And it didn't take him long to win her over.
Oh, no, it took half the next movie. Remember,
Did it
she
really?
was, yes. They tried. I mean, it probably took wasn't nearly as long as it should have taken.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an immediate, oh, I trust him. But have you ever looked into his blue eyes?
Well, also
you'll get lost in them.
That Terminator that was made out of melty silver mercury type stuff. He was scary
with the pointy fingers that would jab you in the eye.
Oh, yeah, he was scary.
That was I wish I was that one.
Well, you wanted to be the evil one?
Right then, I'd have gotten you.
He did have cool powers.
A little needle to the eye.
He did have cool powers, but it didn't help him in the end. It didn't save him.
No, it didn't save him. You don't want to be liquid.
Well, but then Arnold became liquid metal too.
See, I think it lost me by that point.
Remember, he got dipped into the magma at the end.
Oh yeah.
And
I might not have seen that one.
They're like crying as he's getting dipped in because he was all beat up. His eyeball was hanging out.
I'll be honest.
And they're lowering him into the molten lava.
I don't think I saw that one.
Terminator 2?
Was that Terminator 2? Well, I saw Terminator 2.
Yeah, you've seen Terminator 2.
I think I fell off about 9.
I've seen them, so gotta rewatch them.
I haven't watched any Terminator after Terminator 2.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't believe in any other Terminator movies. I don't like that.
I don't go for that.
I don't go for third Terminators.
How many Terminators have there been?
I don't know. I think
feel like there's been a lot. I don't know.
There was Terminator, there was Terminator 2, and then I think it was called T3.
Yeah, I knew there was a 3.
Yeah. And then
there has to have been a 4.
I don't know.
When was the one where we had the naked girl?
There was probably one called Terminators.
Terminator versus Predator.
That's usually what they do.
You know, when Connor would come back, he'd arrive with no clothes, and then they had a woman come back.
Oh yeah.
Which one was that one?
I think that would have been T3.
Is that T3?
Yeah, but I didn't see it. I didn't see that.
Well, I saw that one because I heard there was a naked woman.
Well, it's as good a reason as any to watch, I suppose. As good a reason as any to watch.
If she's a Terminator,
oh yeah, see,
think of the talent.
There's like 6 movies.
What are they called?
I thought there might be more.
Yeah, there's Terminator, Terminator 2, 3, Rise of the Machines, Terminator Salvation, Terminator Genesis, and Terminator Dark Fate.
See, this is
Dark Fate.
Okay, so
who's the star of Terminator Dark Fate?
All the same
Ben
cast.
Stiller.
No, it's not the same cast. It
Well,
can't
I think the
Arnold's not in that.
I think Sarah Connor. That's just about all she ever did.
Yeah.
So I think every time they came with a new script, she was down. Yeah, I'm in.
So the Rise came out in 2003, Salvation 2009, Genesis 2015, and Dark Fate 2019.
What? There was one that soon? All right.
Yeah.
I thought Linda Hamilton had like a whole full-blown career.
I thought it was only. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything other than this.
Maybe you're right. Like I don't know why.
And John Connor, for that matter, too.
Huh. Well, she was. Remember, she was in Children of the Corn.
That's something to be proud of.
Sarah Connor. Well, first of all, Children of the Corn is a great movie.
A great book.
And then.
Well, that's the one with Malachi.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie.
And then I don't know what. I mean, maybe she's not been in a bunch of other stuff. I thought she was though.
And that weird little kid.
Edward Furlong.
Edward Furlong.
Now he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
remember
he's a weird little kid.
He was in what's that movie about? American History X.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was going to go Nazi on us.
Yeah. Also, if you look up Edward Furlong now,
he's got beady eyes.
He weighs like 320.
Fat.
He's fat now.
What?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Furlong discovered carbohydrates?
Yeah, he got real fat.
He's a stoner, you could tell.
I was gonna say he looks like the last time I haven't seen him in a while, but he looks like a guy who plays video games.
Yeah, he was destined to wear a lot of dark colors and sit in the basement.
Oh, all right. Now, somebody said something about Fort Campbell. That explains a lot. I will not have the good name of the 101st Airborne besmirched on these airwaves.
No kidding, man. You better be tough to start saying that kind of crap.
All right.
Making fun of Rangers.
So we're gonna
you bunch of pansies.
We're gonna hit a break. We'll come back. I'm gonna give away some college slam dunk and 3-point championship tickets on April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center, part of the Final Four weekend. I'm gonna send a couple of you guys to that today. Later on in the show, we'll have more of those tickets, but we'll also have the Nate Jackson Super Funny World Tour tickets to give away on June 20th at Aztec Theater. Rob and I have some concerts we're hitting up Friday and Saturday. Although
greatest guitar player of our generation.
I'm a little nervous.
In San Antonio on Friday.
A little nervous. We haven't got our tickets yet
for
Friday.
I think we might have. You might want to check.
Okay,
I know that they have arrived. I've spoken with he who has them.
Okay.
I think he was going to forward them. Let me make sure.
And then Saturday, we're going to see an REM cover band. I think they're called U2. All right. Well,
for a second there, I was like, actually, an REM cover band wouldn't be bad. But
that was the joke.
Was that kind of a backhanded kind of?
That was the joke.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
U2 is an REM cover
greatest band ever was or ever will be. And REM's next.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Something like that. All right, we'll be back. It's Morning Huddle 94.1.
This one goes out.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning as you head into your early morning commute on 35 northbound, 1604 up to Olympia Parkway. We've got the roadway reduced to one lane, about a 25-minute commute. It's heavy from O'Connor. 35 lower level, downtown, southbound Main Street to just past Cesar Chavez. Roadway reduced to one lane due to road work as you stop and go from 35 lower, upper level split. So about a 5-7 minute ride. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
George gets justice.
No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas, and at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson from my good friends over at Prize Picks. Hoops are here, baby. It's time to turn the page and start playing games we can win. And now you can win up to 1,000 times your money over on Prize Picks just for doing what you love, watching basketball and picking those that you like. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on sports action. There's over 10 million of us doing it. You should be there too. And right now, there's no better time to get in on the hoops action. If you think Steph Curry can get more than 5 3-pointers this week, now's the time. Is the freak going to get 35? I don't know. I do know this. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5, and you don't even need to win. You can receive a $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And have you ever played Taco Tuesday? That's right. Each Tuesday, Prize Picks offers promotions that can lead to big payouts. Here's how you play. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app, use the code ALAMO, and get $50 instantly after you play your first lineup. Prize Picks. Go run your game.
It's Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Lifetime guaranteed Power Torque professional hand tools only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from The Blitz for a mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to circalasvegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Do you believe in life after love? Oh, yeah.
This is a claim to fame I'm not sure I'm proud of.
Hey, do you
playing more share than any sports talk radio
right.
ever has?
That's right, baby.
That's right.
Hey, did you see that Gene Hackman died?
Oh,
He didn't even look like Gene Hackman. I mean, he
All
was
right.
super old.
I'm going to read.
Popeye Doyle. Man,
Yep.
that's a great actor.
Yeah, he was in some great films.
Oh, man.
Coach. That was the French Connection is the one you're talking about there. The Conversation is a great old school movie.
Hoosiers will be what most remember.
Unforgiven.
Oh, what about when he was the sub-captain? He was with, I think, was it Denzel? Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Crimson.
I thought that was Sean Connery.
No, that was another one. There was one with.
Oh, that's The Hunt for Red October. Yeah, you're all right. Crimson Tide.
Yeah,
it's
Crimson
called.
Tide.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
he was a great.
Oh, and he was also
actor.
Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, one of the first Lex Luthors. He was the one that was kind of comedic.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Okay, so I'm not making any assumptions. This is all. This has been found out in the last couple hours. And he was 95 years old.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
life
so
well lived.
you're 95 years old. You're supposed to die. So I'm not saying that there's anything weird going on here, but they found he lives in Santa Fe. They found Gene Hackman, his wife,
oh no,
and their dog all dead. Again,
it could be like
carbon monoxide,
yeah.
sure, but either way, it's an odd coincidence. Is all I'm saying.
Who kills their dog?
I don't know. It would be a.
I'm going to go on other causes.
I'm maybe it was foul play. Maybe it was a bad guy.
It could have been. Well, how awful.
Yeah. But again, 95 years old.
We'll celebrate a great career. Unforgiven, another
good
great
run.
movie.
Good run.
I didn't think he was particularly well cast as the coach
in Hoosiers.
But I think Doyle, right?
Yeah,
Coach Doyle. I think he did a great job with it. But he wouldn't have been the guy I would have cast to be a coach.
His first role was in Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah,
1967.
Wow.
And he took that role after losing the part of Mr. Robinson in The Graduate.
All right.
Did not get that job, so he moved on. Retired at 74, and lived in Santa Fe in recent decades with his wife, a former classical pianist who had largely stayed out of the public eye. Both of them had. So he'd been living a quiet life in New Mexico. He and his wife, Betsy. It doesn't say their dog's name.
Oh, damn.
What, do I know?
No, I was hoping to hear the dog's name if it was named after like a character in one of his movies.
I thought you said you will call him Dan.
Oh, no.
I was like, all right, if you want to. I don't know.
And his trusty dog, Dan.
Trusty dog, Dan.
No, I said, oh, damn. I wish I heard the name. Maybe he'd named it after a character in his movies or something.
Yes.
And I get some insight into him, but no.
Yeah, but it says no foul play suspected.
So it does sound like carbon monoxide.
But yeah, hopefully we'll get some more info on it. But it sucks, man. It doesn't suck because he's 95 years old. Like
the French Connection car chase scene, one of the greatest ever.
Good actor, man. Good actor. So R.I.P. to Gene Hackman, star of like one of the most respected sports movies ever.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
If you weren't a basketball fan before, at least you got a little bit of the gist of what it's like in Indiana. And you know what?
Measure
to some
the
extent,
goal.
we've always talked, and you talked about it, not even really knowing. that passion for like res ball. You get that sense, of what we do for football. Hackman kind of gave us a view what Indiana
let
like
you know.
Basketball.
Yep.
Great movie.
Yep. All right. Now, moving on to the next dead body, which belongs to the San Antonio Spurs.
Speaking of coaches,
I don't know if it was carbon monoxide poison. I don't know what killed the San Antonio Spurs, but something has killed them, and now their bodies are being mutilated. This is now 4 straight losses for the Spurs.
13th in the West, 3-7 in the last 10. Swept by a team that has 11 wins, and 2 of them all season were them against them. The Rockets, there's no shame in losing to the Rockets in Houston. That's a good basketball team. But you got to give us something. And, there's so many excuses and reasons. You know how I fall back on that. And if you want to give excuses, man, these guys are exhausted. They're 300 miles from home. No, they're 150 miles from their house. They're going to be in their bed that night. I guarantee you they flew home tonight. They don't play till Saturday in Memphis. They're already here. They saw it coming, and they acted like it. They didn't show up to win last night.
How about 7 for 39 from 3? And
it wasn't like
7 out of 39. Those
were lazy threes too.
That is a 17.9% clip.
Lazy.
No one on the team made more threes, made over half their threes. Harrison Barnes went 1 for 2. Everyone else 0 for 2, 1 for 5, 1 for 4, 2 for 8, 1 for 5, 0 for 1, 0 for 3, 0 for 1, 0 for 1, 1 for 7. Pretty much a disaster. Here's what I will say is good. Jordan McLaughlin got on the floor.
Yeah.
Not that I think these guys are a part of anything, but Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley getting on the floor, it's like, okay, yeah, let's see what these guys can do. Give them a little bit of run. I don't know what the answer is, Rob.
Well, there's no answer. It's just, how do you want to eat a crap sandwich? I mean, how do you want it served to you? Do you want it hot? Do you want it cold? But, I mean, the goal is to lose. I mean, we know at the end of the day we want W's. And, we get mad at collapses. But at least against New Orleans for 2 games, they battled for 3 quarters. I mean, we can argue about ineptitude and things like that, but they had leads. They hit shots. They hustled. Yesterday, they didn't do any of that. They didn't hustle. They got off the bus. They warmed up. They went through the motions. I told you in I used to have a coach who used to scream, "Are you a player or a participant?" Well, they participated last night.
Yeah.
They didn't play.
Well, the starting 5 of the San Antonio Spurs last night put up a combined 27 points.
I mean, that's shameful.
27.
You look in the mirror and you walk into the locker room and you go, "What?" I don't know if you talk about it. I don't know if you yell at everybody, knowing everybody's just freaking exhausted, and there's no hope at the end of the tunnel. There's no somebody going to get healthy and we're going to make a run. This is a make it to the end situation. Let's just survive this. But you can't exist that way. The moment you go, let's get to the end, it's going to get twice as bad. And you could see it last night. So what do you want to get out of the next 3 weeks?
I don't know. I get, you're not prioritizing winning anymore. I get it. I don't think you have to be embarrassingly bad to lose games. And also, let's keep in mind, so Tarek says, relax, guys, there's a method to the madness.
There's no method to last night. There's no method to that.
They're trying to do what OKC did. It'll pay off. Here's the thing, though. They already won too many games this year to be in the mix for one of those top picks. It's just their odds of getting one of those top picks now is so slim. If they lost every game for the rest of the season, they would still be an underdog to get a top 3 pick.
We're 10 games behind New Orleans last I checked, right, or something like that. They're not going to catch them. Now, we're hoping to get one of the bottom 4. I think they're hoping to fall into that category where it gets kind of even. But it's okay to lose. Well, it's never okay to lose. And players should never be the reason for the loss. What I'm saying is players need to go out and put good film out there. They're trying to further their career. Nothing bad should ever happen by inactivity or laziness on the court. That sticks. That stays. Film lives on, and you're trying to be a professional. You should go out and do everything you can to play as a winner, and that might involve passing instead of shooting. But what I'm saying, you play your hardest when you're out there, and it's up to the coach to substitute. It's up to the coach to give us the plays in the offense. You do your job. You star in your role, and everything else you don't have any control over. But this last night was an endemic, I'll get the next rebound. Yeah,
I mean,
it's his fault. He didn't help.
You get out-rebounded by 19.
Yeah,
their effort becomes questioned.
That's when you start looking at players, what are they thinking, and more importantly, how are the coaches allowing this to continue if they do? Because last night was inexcusable. You just, as professionals, you're not allowed to have nights like that.
No, that was embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because our little our group chat, not our morning huddle, our Sports Star group chat was, everybody at the same time was like, this was the first quarter, and they're like, yeah, this, at least we don't have to watch this.
Yeah, this was
you could tell from the very beginning this was not going to be a competitive game. And don't let the final score fool you, the 12-point loss. The team that the Rockets had on the floor in the fourth quarter, there were Jack Landale and Nate Williams.
Jack Landale is one of ours. We cast him off. He was a Spur for a couple of years.
It's funny. I read a story yesterday about Cam Whitmore and how Cam Whitmore has completely fallen out of favor with the Rockets.
It's crazy.
And then he was on the floor last night. That tells you how, if they were like, yeah, Cam's not going to get any more minutes, except for tonight. We'll let you play tonight. Hell, even Reed Shepherd got to play a little last night.
There you go. That's the barometer right there, the human victory cigar that is Reed Shepherd.
It was embarrassing. And again, I get it. They're going to lose games. That's going to happen. It's not a good team. But losing in the fashion that they lost last night it's a step back. I said the important thing this year was, I didn't know if the playoffs were possible, but I thought for sure we would see them pushing for a play-in spot. And I get the Wemby thing kind of changes your whole outlook
completely.
But when this is what goes out there without him, it just lets you know how far away this roster really is. And I shouldn't just say roster, because I'm sure the coach has something to do with it.
Last night we're starting to look inward, but there's little things that we're going to go through the day. We had Steph Castle spoke post-game last night and gave some, maybe not intentional, but some insight into where he is at the end of his rookie year. And I think it kind of, by what he said, kind of showed that he's not entirely comfortable with his situation right now, too. I think losing exposes a lot of personality issues, and now you've got the glue guy not even there. And the most important guy on your team, you don't even know, hasn't even come home, has not even played a game in his home court yet.
Yeah.
Your best player hasn't even played a game in San Antonio yet, and we're expecting them to act excited. I get where they're at, but again, you're professionals and you're paid to come out and give your best every night. And last night just wasn't there. And I think Mitch Johnson is seeing the end of this run too.
Yeah.
It is probably becoming very apparent whatever the Spurs are going to do, everybody in the building knows which direction things are going. We don't. But I get the sense that as everybody comes home, there's been plans made and discussions had, and meetings are going to get busy amongst the coaching staff and administration after they arrive after a month away. So there's rapid change coming, and it doesn't look like people are too happy about what's coming.
I'm happy to see any change right now. Give me some change.
Well,
give me
you're talking about the Spurs, man. It takes a long time to turn this
glaciers.
battleship.
They are glaciers.
Well, rightfully so. Our head coach for the last 30 years, we're still not sure what he's going to do. So,
you really think they don't know what he's going to do?
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty comfortable.
We don't know. I'm pretty sure
the Spurs
they know.
I do. That's what I'm saying. I think things are set in place in the building, and as the team and the coaches and everybody gets home, meetings are going to be had and discussions about this is where we're going now. And, as far as tanking and lottery balls and who's going to be coaching these players and everything in between, I think now that at the very least the trade sped up our opportunity to get to the playoffs. Wemby's injury sped up our opportunity to make some significant changes behind the scenes because no pop, no playoffs. It's time to rip the Band-Aid off, man.
Yep. And there is some concern that all these guys, when they're young, losing as much as they are, sometimes it becomes a cultural thing.
Yes.
And you got to be real careful about that. All right. Hour number 2 coming up. I forgot to give away those slam dunk tickets, didn't I? Caller 5, you'll win college slam dunk and three-point shootout tickets April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Right now, caller 5. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Things are just better when you switch to Cricket. The sun shines a little brighter. Happy music starts randomly playing. Best of all, you can get iPhone 13 for just $29.99. With the ultra-bright Super Retina display and up to 19 hours of video playback, all on Cricket's super-fast 5G network. See? Isn't that better? Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new account and port in on $60 plan. First service charge, tax to with sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. What? They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/140.
Do you ever scroll through social media only to find yourself bombarded by bad news, hot takes, picture-perfect families, and yet another humbling professional update? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing, but imagine how you would feel if you spent 45 minutes focused on how you are doing. At Cerebral, they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. The best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. In fact, 72% of people say they felt better in just 12 weeks. Cerebral makes mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs, and just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral is here to help you build a strong foundation on your overall well-being. Take that first step today. Go to Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for Mind Time.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over those beautiful icy balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu that's second to none. And Twin Peaks hand-stretched flatbreads, oh, they're coming out hot. Close out your night with our favorite flatbreads. They're available during the late night hours, Sunday through Thursday for only $8. That's only from your favorite lodge, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and oh, those scenic views.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Heads up on the northeast side. We've got an accident 35 southbound. It's just past 1604. It's in the right lane. Has you slow from Schwab Road. So tack on at least an extra 20 minutes to your commute. 35 northbound to Upper Wine. That's a stall right lane. 90 eastbound 211 to 410 should take you about 20 minutes or so. And on 35 northbound 1604 to Olympia Parkway, roadwork has only the left lane open. Slow from Weidner. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs went down hard yet again, 118-106 in a loss to the Houston Rockets. Keldon paced the Spurs with 22 hustle points. That's about all we saw last night. Spurs are 3-7 in their last 10 and now in 13th place in the West. The NFL is moving into the 21st century, implementing the Hawkeye, eliminating the chain gang. It's a virtual measurement system that should be implemented this season. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah! Did we get a winner?
I believe so. Let me check. Let's see. We have
I love winners.
Jason Garza.
Jason Garza.
Garza. There you go.
Congratulations. You're going to the College Slam Dunk and three-point shootout April 3rd at Frost Bank Center, part of the Final Four festivities here in San Antonio, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
San Antonio won't be open in time for that, but I get we should have planned better.
We're going to have our very own chili sushi.
Oh, yes.
Chili sushi?
Tamale sushi.
Tamale sushi.
Yeah.
Hey, we're idea guys.
We're idea guys. We're going to put tamales inside. Yeah, a tamale roll.
Sushi. Rolled in rice. And
in a corn husk.
And we'll sprinkle hot Cheetos on it. And it'll be the biggest thing since poppers.
Yes. Yes. We're gonna be billionaires. And then we're going to buy a football team. And then
a college team or a pro team?
No, a pro football team. And then we're going to be graded by our employees.
I love this. I think that there's no better barometer to teams than the silent poll, the employee survey that supposedly no one will know it was you.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're asking everybody, but they're asking a good chunk of people apparently.
Yeah, and I think when you hear the answers, you go, "Oh, that makes sense. I get it."
So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 categories that they get graded on. They get graded from an F- to an A+. And every team does it, and they stack rank all those things, and the number one overall organization for the second consecutive year is the Miami Dolphins. Now, the things that you're graded on: treatment of families, food/dining area, nutrition/dietitian, locker room, training staff, weight room, strength coaches, team travel, head coach, owner. Now, a lot of these things are interesting in their own ways.
See, I don't believe this one. A's across, even the coach got an A. Not even one player was upset.
In Dallas?
I'm looking at the Miami grades, and we're talking A's and A pluses across the board.
Yeah.
So maybe the suits do see who's voting.
Yeah, there was not a B given out by the Miami players.
But underneath this, the underlying part of this is these kind of grades matter when we're talking free agency. When all things are equal. When all things are equal, and the money's the same, and you're choosing between Miami and name another destination, L.A., where you'd want to live, so you'd like both places. But then you start, okay, what's the training staff like? And, do I have to pay for my meals?
Yeah.
I mean, those little things that you go, I'll go the other place, all things being equal.
Well, let's take a look at some of the big failures here. Treatment of families. There was one F and one F minus. The F was the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars. The F minus, the Cincinnati Bengals,
which has been a consistent theme.
Yeah.
The Brown family.
F minus. So again, if you're like, oh, am I like you're looking at, oh, would I go here? Remember, and your wife's part of the decision.
Seriously.
F minus? Nah.
Well, I'll never forget, and this has all happened to some of us. Well, you work at a new place and you get something free and you're kind of shocked. You find out everybody else got that free. Or the other thing is you go someplace and you have to pay for stuff that you used to get free.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching Moneyball, and they were, the A's you had to pay in the vending machine. You had to buy your own Gatorade. Can you imagine? And you get the sense like the Browns probably have something like that. Like if you want a lunch, it's $1, and we're going to take it out of your check.
Bengals also the only team to get an F for the food/dining area grade. Only one. There weren't any real disasters when it came to the nutrition dietitian staff. The lowest grade was also the Bengals as a C. The Bengals have to be, they're near the bottom of this list. They end up at 24 on the list. They get, they're buoyed by a great locker room, apparently. They have an A-plus locker room.
It's brand new. They had rats and leaks up until like 3 years ago.
And they are fans of their coaches. A for the head coach, A- for the strength coach, A- for the training staff. So they give some high marks there, but a C for their owner. Now, the locker rooms, the teams with the worst locker rooms, the Arizona Cardinals, F-. Cleveland Browns, F-. Denver Broncos, F. Those are things that, Washington Commanders, F. Anything to do with the stadium. Building, the Commander Stadium is like a relic.
And keep in mind, these kids are coming from, if you're coming from a high D1 program, the palaces that they lived in for the previous 3 years at the University of Texas. Can you imagine you're at UT and it is, or A&M or any of the upper echelon college schools, and then you show up at Cincinnati, and it is like, what if this is Bush League.
Let me tell you this.
Seriously.
I saw the Texas locker rooms, the Texas football locker rooms in like 2009. They just completely redid that south end of the end zone, which included a full-blown renovation of the weights area and the locker rooms. And it was like a big deal, and they brought the media in to see everything. And
They've
it was like
redone it. It's been done probably twice since.
That's what I'm saying. Like 6 years later, they were like, "Oh, Texas is getting new locker rooms," and I was like, "Wait, they just got new locker rooms?" And it's like, "Oh, dude, this is like it's like leasing a car. I mean, it's like you drive it for a while, and then it's like that's gone."
That next generation's coming. They expect something new and different. I mean, so this kind of stuff again. When you're Joe Burrow. You started out at Ohio State. You go to LSU. Both of them are palaces as far as, and then you end up back in Cincinnati and you show up and nothing works. You got cold water in the shower. There's rats running around. Seriously, his rookie year before they built this new one, it was worse than it is now.
Yeah.
And some of these organizations are chintzy. They charge you for your meals, your lunches, and all that kind of stuff. And legit, they take it out of your paycheck.
I always like to think that what was her name? The owner in Major League. Was it Rachel Phelps? Was she the owner? Yeah, that's how I imagine like the Bengals ownership, like just like ride the bus. Ride the bus then.
And they got to squeeze the dimes. The Cowboys votes, the training staff, they're not happy with the training staff or the facilities. I get the sense that some of the facilities problem, and so much the facilities, because I've been to the Star, it's pretty nice, is the atmosphere. It's the, what we keep hearing about, the circus that is the training area and the weight room, where people are always on tours and watching you work out. I imagine that has
I would
some
imagine
sway
so
with
too.
that.
So the training room, the low grades, Arizona's a D-, Cleveland's a D+, and that's the only D's or worse. But Dallas gives a C, which is the lowest grade on their report card.
If you've got a problem, you don't trust your training staff for whatever reason.
Training room and training
worrisome.
staff are the 2 C's that the Cowboys gave out. That is worrisome.
I mean, the training, I don't know. I cannot believe it would be the facilities, because I can't imagine that Jerry's going to spend the money. It's not about what they're using. It's how they're using it, I guess, because you lose trust in your training staff, and you've got a lot of other problems above and beyond that. You mentioned it. The training staff encompasses not only the getting better, but staying there, and also all the meals and the health that goes along with the feeding programs for each one of these players.
Well, the only team that had a lower score for the training staff than the Cowboys was the Cleveland Browns.
That's a bad sign. That's one of those endemic things.
Yep.
They like their coach.
The weight room, the Cowboys gave an A-.
Like I said, if it's straight up facilities, it could be nothing less than an A. There's nothing better out there. There's a lot of equal.
Arizona Cardinals get an F for the weight room. The New England Patriots give an F for their weight room. The strength coaches, generally, these guys scored well. I think there was only the Pittsburgh Steelers had a C-. That was the lowest grade on the board. Arizona again with a C+. Just you may have already been aware, because I've been giving the worst scores. Arizona finished 32 out of 32. This is apparently like the worst franchise to work for.
And they're always in the bottom.
Team travel, and that's when I get to like the that team bus in Major League, like with the Indian head on the side of it. It's like a Greyhound. It's all rickety. The Buffalo Bills, F-.
I'd give them an F just because I had to walk the tarmac to get on the plane when it's -5.
F- for the Bills travel. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're making them fly Southwest. I don't know. But F-. There are 2 Fs. New England has an F for team travel.
Do we know why? Did they give us any background as to
it could
the plane
be
sucks or our hotels are not?
It could be. That's what it would be. It would be like you don't stay in the best hotels. Your plane is crummy, or like it's not comfortable. You can't. Could be anything. The Eagles are the other one. F for the Eagles for team travel.
Crazy. It must be a bad plane.
Head coach. This is interesting because, first of all, there were no Fs given out at head coach. So the guys, there is some loyalty here to their guys. But the low grades for head coach came, Chicago had a C. Cleveland had a C. Jacksonville had a C. The Dallas Cowboys got an A. And you might be thinking, well, wait a minute. The Cowboys fired that coach. Yep, yeah, they did.
Did you notice the other day? Now, keep in mind, and the Cowboys will always tell you, we didn't fire him.
Oh, you're right. The Cowboys moved on from that coach.
When Stephen Jones landed in Indianapolis before he went to St. Elmo's to eat a steak, they asked him about, what went wrong last year? And he basically said injuries. He didn't even gloss over coach.
Yeah.
Which, again, reinforces the idea that they lowballed McCarthy and he just left. But, when the coach you fired, all the players give an A. Yeah. That's another one of those little insights into the team that these kind of surveys give that you go, oh, all right, well, at least we know you weren't on the same page there.
And finally, owner. which is the most intriguing one because, my general thought is
depends on who loves the owner.
If all these other things are bad, chances are good you'd blame it on ownership.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that Miami owners universally loved.
But I'm saying if I've got bad facilities, I've got I'm on a rickety plane.
I don't think you can buy love, but you can buy tolerance. I can put up with a lot of stuff. You might not pay me, and you might not have everything else, but the food's good. I'll put up with some more.
Miami gets an A+ for ownership,
so they even like it through all the way through. Even though,
but again, when you're A+ everywhere, your team is happy. Like that there is something to it. And if your guy, like, you might say, well, the outside perception is this, but these are the guys in the trenches saying, you know what, we like it here, because they don't have to give an A+. Because trust me, not everybody did. And the New York Jets.
Oh yeah, Woody.
There was only one F, and Woody got the F. The New York Jets owner scores an F from his team.
Well, didn't we find out his nephews were making?
Oh, it's his teenage sons.
Sons were making off of Madden play.
Yeah,
yeah, I can imagine why I wouldn't like that.
Yeah. Other poor ownership scores. This one surprised me. Pittsburgh D.
Well, I don't know if it's dislike, but you feel like you're dealing with a ownership that's stuck in the 50s.
You do, but you know what? Like, you talk about a franchise that's always loyal to their people.
I agree, but is there anybody there that's getting overpaid?
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
there need to be one or two guys on your team getting overpaid.
No, I get that. Tampa gets a D+ for ownership. New England also gets a D for ownership. No word on whether or not that has anything to do with massage parlors. Carolina, D-, and Arizona, D-.
Oh, yeah.
But despite all those, like the bad facilities, bad treatment of families, the food and all that in Cincinnati, their owner gets a C. It's like,
maybe they understand they don't have the money like Tepper does.
We got a new locker room. Yeah, he's a good guy. Good guy. Well, put a Band-Aid
You
on
mentioned Carolina. He's the wealthiest owner apart from the Waltons, right?
He is, yeah. He's the hedge fund guy.
Yeah.
Listen, man, part of it could be people looking around and going, this guy has no idea what he's doing, which is entirely possible.
I know he, as an owner, has had some issues with the Panthers. There was a practice facility that they were going to build, and then they didn't build, and they committed to do some things. So in the community, I don't think Carolina is beloved as they could have been given some of the decisions they made.
The ownership groups that got A+, I mentioned Miami. Minnesota also gets an A+, and Arthur Blank in Atlanta gets an A+.
You better have, if you're not going to win, the players better be happy in other ways.
Yeah, you better get like Home Depot gift cards and stuff like that.
I tell the story all the time of getting thrown out of the bathroom so Arthur Blank could take a leak.
Well, listen.
Literally, they threw
shy.
everybody out of the bathroom so Mr. Blank could go in and take a leak.
He's shy. He doesn't pee around other people.
He doesn't pee amongst the
around the. Yeah, he's like,
waits for the shake.
Y'all leave.
Oh, piss boy!
Get out of here.
Oh, piss boy!
Can you come dab me off?
Wait for the shake.
Now pull my man panties back up over.
Back up, young one.
Rebelt me. All right, let's hit a break. We'll be back. Morning Huddle 94.1.
I hope you feel good this morning. Woke up without any kind of body part or part of your body painful. If you're living in pain, it is such a miserable way to live. You wake up and the first thing you got to do is find a way to mitigate the pain to carry through your day. And if that's been part of your daily regimen, man, stop it. There's only so far pills can take you, and there's only so far that putting up with stuff can take you. At some point, you're going to have to get it fixed. And Arasti is here to do just that. If you are living in pain and maybe have tried another way to alleviate it and it didn't work, there's no better place to start than Arasti. You know why? It's because the way they approach pain management in a very different way. It's not about pills to hide the pain. It's not about prolonged physical therapy just to kind of get a little better a little at a time. It's fixing your body fast. It works. Let me tell you, my lower back has been a problem of mine since I was grew into an adult. It's just one of those things that goes out. So I'd spent weeks on the ground trying to get better. I went to Arasti for the first time about 8 years ago, and I became a believer immediately. They got me back in the game in under a month. It was under 4 visits, and man, I was back. And it used to be months before I felt good again. I'll tell you what, if you're living in that kind of pain, you need to call them today because you don't need a referral. You can literally call them today and get in. There's enough providers all around San Antonio. How do you find out? It's easy. Go to Arasti.com. They got a map of all the providers. Or you can just write this number down and call them now, 1-800-404-6050. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. The fix is out there. It's Arasti. Call them today. They'll take care of you fast. And when you're feeling better, come on by and thank me later.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Right now at North Park Chevrolet. Own a new 2024 Silverado Crew Cab posted at $33,999 or lease for $0 down and $370 a month. Get 1.9% financing on all new 2024 Colorado trucks. A new 2025 Equinox LT is posted at only $25,999 plus 2.9% financing. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
I'm on a streak here at the radio station, and it's a streak I'd rather not be on. Every time I walk into the men's room these days, it seems like somebody's in one of those stalls, and it stinks. I'm like 5 for 5, and I'm not saying mine doesn't stink, but whoever was in there just a few minutes ago...
Everybody poops, man.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
No, we're not back on. This isn't live.
Nah.
This isn't real.
Oh.
Is this real?
Yeah.
It's the Morning Huddle.
There he is. Here, let's rock out for a minute.
Is this real?
Sorry, I had to go get some water and to hydrate. Hey, Vic.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like we might do the thing where I make a Starbucks order and you make a run and go pick up.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't speak Starbucks, so you gotta write it down.
No, I'll have an order ready for. I can do it on my app. I'll have an order.
Oh, and just go get it. Okay.
Yeah. And maybe some. You guys want to do some kolaches from Shipley's? Like some sausage cheese, sausage jalapeno and cheese.
Man, I'm still full from yesterday in a way.
Yeah, I guess you can't eat that, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Sounds good to me too.
Well, I'm not gonna
say that twice.
Yeah. Maybe that's the move. All right, we might do
like a pretty good move to me.
Might send you flying here in the next I'm gonna order it up in the next break, and then the break after that you can go grab it.
Okay.
I got big plans. Big plans. I need coffee today. I didn't sleep very well last night. This is the worst thing that can happen to a morning radio person is your nap routine gets thrown off.
You overnapped yesterday.
I did.
And overnap.
I couldn't go to sleep.
What happened was my nap turned into, there's a reason why I typically nap on the couch, because it limits how hard of a nap I can really take. I wanted, because I was so full yesterday from eating that Chinese food, I said, I'm gonna nap in my bed. And my bedroom is a cave. I've got blackout
it's a great
curtains.
Nap. You wake up like, what day is it?
I know.
It's a great nap.
You wake up and you feel kind of drunk.
And it takes about an hour to shake it off. That's a great nap. But the problem is, come 10 o'clock and you're wide-eyed.
Yes.
The next day's going to be a long one.
That was a big problem. So I slept for 3.5 hours after lunch yesterday. And then I just couldn't go to sleep last night. So I'm running on fumes, and I refuse to drink our radio station coffee. So no, even that. The problem is that coffee runs through the same machine that all the other. I think that's what the real problem is that machine makes the coffee taste bad. I don't know.
It's I don't know if I don't know coffee good from bad. I know awful, and I think it's the water. I think we're dealing with a clogged up and nasty filter system.
I don't know, but I've tried a bunch of different flavors of those K-Cups.
Yeah.
Just doesn't work for me. So I am, man. Listen, I've got white people privilege, Vic. I've got to have my
Not me.
I've got to have my Starbucks. Like Jordan Schultz and Ian Rappaport apparently getting in a fight at Starbucks, which is ironic.
Yeah, I want to talk about this.
Jordan Schultz, who was once...
Was that like a home turf fight?
Yeah, Jordan Schultz, who was once the heir to the Starbucks throne, is now, I'll say this. I know Jordan, and Jordan is legitimately one of the hardest working dudes.
I didn't know until somebody told me that he was related to the Starbucks dude.
Yeah,
I had no
it's
idea.
His son.
He's just a regular cat.
He's very, very down to earth.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't know. When I met Jordan Schultz, I wouldn't have known for a minute that his dad was a billionaire. Usually you get around billionaires' kids, you know you're around a billionaire's kid.
Yeah, that gold-plated coffee cup he carries around.
Yeah, Jordan Schultz,
been a giveaway.
Jordan Schultz is a very normal dude.
An intelligent dude. He knows
very good at his job.
Yeah,
he has earned. He may have gotten into the business because of his connections, but he has earned his place as far as I'm concerned.
Now, whether he could tussle, that's a whole other story. I don't know if he's got it. He's got the.
He ain't tiny.
No, but
I'd take him over Ian Rappaport. I can tell you that much because Ian Rappaport and him about got in a fight at the Starbucks.
What the hell could have gone down?
Because
both these guys are relatively nice guys. What exactly could have gone down between these two?
Apparently, and this is like something that I don't totally understand. I really don't understand the idea about getting credit and how this credit. It's like somehow saying I credit this person pays the bills.
It's about somebody felt like they got scooped or had credit and should have been given credit.
So this was...
it's a nerd fight. I got you.
Yeah, so Jordan Schultz works for Fox. Ian Rappaport works for NFL Media.
Right.
It says they engaged in a verbal altercation on Wednesday afternoon at the Starbucks in the Marriott in Indianapolis. Schultz, we're told, accosted Rappaport. The incident came to widespread light when Eric Sollenberger, who is a PFT commentator,
I don't know him,
posted a tweet on Wednesday night that referred to a serious big-time media confrontation between two NFL newsbreakers. And they're saying that apparently it happened. It said, we need to Rappaport was talking to an agent. Schultz approached him and said, we need to talk. And Rappaport said, we don't need to talk. And then Schultz made accusations about Rappaport. The Rappaport said the accusations are unfounded. And basically, Schultz said, if you have anything to say to me, say it to my bleeping face. If this continues, we're going to have a bleeping problem, although Schultz denies using profanity. He says, if this happens again, we're going to have bleeping problems. Now I'll step back. Now, Rappaport did not comment on the situation. Schultz said that it isn't anything too much. We had a verbal confrontation. It lasted a little over a minute. Multiple agents and reporters were nearby. Rappaport called security shortly after. It never escalated further.
Still called security.
Yeah. Well, he's basically saying he's a scared little bitch. Called the cops. Yeah. That's what he's kind of letting you know. He's not saying he's like, yeah, Rappaport called security over and it ended. Rappaport told a witness that NFL security was informed of the exchange because it was regarded as a threat of physical violence.
Well, he did say it.
He said we're going to have an effing problem.
It's a threat of physical violence.
But no, we're just going to have a problem.
I think that can be inferred.
Wow. If you're soft, maybe.
See?
Now,
rest my case.
Apparently the whole thing is apparently the thing that kicked this off. Schultz report on Wednesday that Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford recently met with Tom Brady. Rappaport downplayed the report as a chance, unplanned meeting. By the way, Matt Stafford met with Tom Brady in Montana. But yeah, totally. They just
happened to be
bumped into each other in the same place in Montana.
Well, it was a gas station just outside of Billings, and Tom needed some jerky.
I mean, what are we doing? Of course they were meeting on but yeah. Apparently Schultz said that it's impossible that it could have been a random encounter. That Tom Brady and Matt Stafford were in the same place at the same time in Montana and just happened to sit down and have a discussion. Give me a break. But we'll see what comes from this. This is sports news media at its finest.
It is. And
you reported something that's not true. It is true. My source says it's true. Oh, yeah? Well, my source says it's not. Oh, yeah? Well, we're going to have a freaking problem.
I appreciate your passion.
I'm calling security.
You're a bunch of nerds.
I'm calling security on you.
We hang out with a bunch of guys that, I appreciate their passion, but really, and some of it does come into some tampering. There could be some tampering according to what this is. But no one cares.
No one cares.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I appreciate y'all's passion, but
you know what?
I don't care either way.
You know what's way more interesting than Tom Brady and Matt Stafford meeting in Montana is Jordan Schultz and Ian Rappaport fighting in a Starbucks.
Now that I'll pay to see.
Give me that. Give me the. Who's breaking this news? Give me the report on that.
Here, hold my laptop.
I want the breakdown. Oh, can you imagine Jordan Schultz swung his iPad at him? Oh, knocked him out with an iPad.
You have no idea.
These guys. Oh, dude, I'll say this. It seems like the bigger you are in sports media, the more soft you are. And these guys, this is what you're fighting about, really?
It's a little bit of real estate. You want to be the dude. But yes, this is nerd 101. It's the chisme of any industry. There's those that are prickly and they're going to get their way just because if they don't get their way, they're not very good at what they're doing. And then there's the nerds who just love what they're doing. And then there's the arrogant nerd. And we're getting to the arrogant nerd status here.
Imagine Micah Parsons meets up with somebody from another team, and Jason Minix in the morning says, or in the afternoon says, it was a coincidence that Micah met up with the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles. They just both happened to be in upstate Vermont at the same time, and they ran into each other. And there's nothing more to it than that. They just were both vacationing up in the mountains of Vermont, and they just ran into each other. And I come on in the morning and say, that's not true. Like, this was a planned meeting. And then after that, Jason Minix comes up to me and
in public,
and wants
amongst
to,
your
yeah,
peers,
in
amongst
public,
other people,
and wants to fight me.
And no one cares. I don't know why you guys are fighting.
I mean, no one cares.
No.
The only thing worth caring about now is these two media nerds fighting.
One who happens to be the son of a billionaire.
Yes.
Yeah. Who happens to own the very store, or used to be the CEO of the very store they're standing in. I wonder if he got free coffee.
Oh, he's got to have some sort of
I wonder if he got to go front of the line. Maybe that's what pissed everybody off. Because everybody's got a deadline. We're trying to get over across the street and watch the workout. And here comes Schultz getting his double super venti latte first.
Yeah, I guess at Chick-fil-A, they have those Chick-fil-A for Life cards where you can just get whatever you want anytime at Chick-fil-A. I'm sure he's got like a Starbucks, like a gold card.
Now back up.
Oh, yeah.
Where does one get one of these cards?
You have to be blessed.
Yeah,
they've got to bless you with it.
Bill Gates has one for McDonald's.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, just free.
Like there's a card out there that will allow me unlimited food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can I buy this?
No. I tried to get one when there was a Chick-fil-A opening by our office. I think I was in Austin at the time.
So there's like people walking amongst us right now in San Antonio that might have one of those cards?
I think there's probably about 250 of them in the country. Like, it's a rare thing to get one of these, but I really pushed to get one.
Yeah, I had no
I think
idea.
it's only for Illuminati.
No, it's for people who can afford to buy it anyway, but they don't.
Yeah, it's like the gold card that Trump is going to be selling.
For what?
$10 million or $5, whatever it is. Yeah, all you do is bring us $10 million and you can come into the U.S. now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's more valuable, but
what is more valuable?
The anything card from Chick-fil-A might come in handy 6 days a week.
I'd rate that as number 2.
Imagine
maybe
that.
one.
Imagine that. I've got $10 million
$10
and I've
million
got a choice.
Is about what that card's worth.
I can either get American citizenship
or lifetime
or Chick-fil-A for life. But if to get the Chick-fil-A for life, I'd have to come into this country illegally.
Well, and you can't like gays.
If
you like the gays,
that's right. Or if you are gay, I don't think it'll happen.
You might not want to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or if you don't go to church.
And you can't be in our airport.
I've tasted gay chicken. I've tasted straight chicken. It all tastes good.
It tastes the same.
It tastes the same to me.
I hear tell it's different.
And Chick-fil-A's got good chicken.
There's a card that will allow you unlimited Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Bill Gates gets free McDonald's wherever he goes.
Whenever he wants. Whenever he wants.
There is indeed an Illuminati.
Yes. Like Bill Gates? You think Bill Gates needs free McDonald's? Come on.
Well, we all.
Right, that's what I mean. Like the people who have these don't need them.
I wonder if he knows the secret menu.
Claymore says AJ versus Mike Taylor would be better. It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine Mike Taylor just comes up and
celebrity.
I met Mike Taylor. I finally met Mike Taylor at the Alamo Dome or for the Alamo Bowl. Imagine we're there and Mike Taylor like shoves me and says is like, "Hey, I don't like what you're saying on the radio." And then we get into a I would.
Would you do it during the ratings period?
Well,
could you do it when they're actually keeping track of such things?
Of course,
because that might be good.
Of course,
so we'll schedule that. Can we schedule it? A random,
and then I would call security.
We'll set the circumstance, and then
then I'd call security.
Yeah, I mean,
can it be a closed ring match?
It's not a stunt.
No, if it was a stunt,
it's just a thing, right?
Oh man,
local radio hosts tussle over story,
and like
I like it.
Yeah,
I would do the thing like where
the battle of the bit.
If he touched me on the chest, I'd go flying and flip backwards.
Oh yeah,
like he's got superpowers.
I think I'm
like,
liking
oh my
this.
god! Oh my neck!
Do you think we could get the TV guys to cover this?
My neck!
I know a lawyer or two that would like to sponsor the celebrity death match that would be coming.
And then Frank says Michael Jimenez versus AJ would be good. I don't know who Michael Jimenez is.
Mike did mids here.
Oh, well.
Oh,
yeah.
Mike won a contest, Rock the Mic. Good dude.
Well.
He's not, he wouldn't be in your weight class, though.
Is he in a bigger weight class or a lighter weight?
A little bit lighter.
You know what? But I'm a good enough actor. I'd flip over the table. I don't care.
He's a little smaller.
I don't care.
And I imagine Jimenez would probably want to wrestle in a mask.
Oh, I would. I would also want to wrestle in a mask. El desgraciado.
Yes, there you go. There we go. See, what I'm saying is.
No, it's on your phone.
What I'm saying is, it's entirely possible that this thing we're talking about going on in the Indianapolis might be maybe a stunt, maybe contrived.
I don't know.
Maybe blown up just to have
Here's
something
the thing,
to talk about.
though. If you were Ian Rappaport, and would you want to be the guy who calls security?
Well, I know this whole thing is so petty. It's just so minor and nominal. You go,
It's staged.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's staged, but I think everybody's kind of bored, and somebody saw Schultz walk in and get free coffee and get to the front of the line and say, "Hey,
Yeah. The line's over here.
it's hey, there was not a chance meeting."
You don't know that?
Mr. Venti, Mr. Cutting Line Schultz.
He's got his own golden cup that he
he's
puts on the counter. And
flashing his coffee for life card. I know, big time.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed, too, if I was Ian.
Whipped it out on the table.
Just showed him his length right here. Girth, too, baby. Veiny. Veiny, too.
Look, yeah.
Make that a triple Venti.
In Starbucks, I get this treatment.
8 pumps. Yeah, 8.
And I don't even have to tip.
I don't even tip these.
Just a tip.
And
That's
I was
right.
in Montana, and it was chance. Ha!
Rob versus Joe Reinagel. Bad knees, bad shoulders.
No. There'd be some popping and ripping in that fight.
Yeah, if you fell down once, that would be
Oh,
it.
no, it'd be like 2 redwoods
That would
going
be
down.
it,
No.
yeah.
I want it to be me and Minix, and I want to call the cops on him. I'm gonna be like, he assaulted me.
Yeah.
And then when the cops come up, they're gonna see Minix, and they're gonna see me, and they're gonna go, really? And I'll go, yeah. Yeah, really? Like, don't let it fool you.
You guys married?
Is this some kind of
Is this a
weird
domestic
sex
dispute?
thing?
Can't you handle
'Cause
this
I don't
amongst
get this one.
yourselves?
Yeah, this is some weird
I
sex
don't understand
thing.
this one at all. You guys married?
Come on, man. All right.
Cops came to broke up a fight and asked if we were married. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means either. All I know is I was drinking Carbach, and Minix was drinking something else. He was drinking the heavy stuff. But listen, guys, if you're looking for something tasty, you want to upgrade your beer game, Carbach's a great way to do it, and you can do it all over San Antonio. That's the thing. Obviously, HEBs, the liquor stores, they're going to have all kinds of beer, but they're certainly going to have Carbach. But there's a bunch of bars and restaurants that you go to that you probably wouldn't think have it on tap or in bottles or cans, that they probably do, friend. I assure you, they have made a concerted effort to get their beer all over our fair city, and they've done a damn good job of it. When they first got branched out of Houston, the first market they came to was San Antonio. They said, we want to have our beer all over San Antonio, Texas, and they've done a really good job of getting it there. From Hopadillo, which is their in-your-face IPA, to the Love Street, which is their best seller, their blonde style or cold style blonde. Very, very easy drinking, very smooth beer. If you're new to the craft beer scene, you want to try something very light, very crisp. Love Street's a great one. And then Crawford Bach, Ziegenbach, I love both of them, and they're both available all over town. So when you're out and about this weekend doing your thing, getting into a fight at Starbucks, go ahead and ask your bartender, please make it a Carbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot on Loop 410 eastbound at Perrin Vital. Accident in the right lane. About a 7-8 minute delay has you slow from Harry Wurzbach. Still dealing with this wreck on the northeast side on 35. Southbound just past 1604. It's in the right lane. That one is causing about a 35-minute delay heavy from Schwab Road. On 35 northbound Tupperwine, that's a stall right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale ends soon. Get matched to your perfect bed now and sleep at night. Plus, if you see a lower price, they'll match it. Hurry and stop by Mattress Firm to upgrade today. Restrictions apply.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping, and you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Has a loved one died and left you an old car to sell? GiveMeTheVin.com has just launched the new service GMTVCC.com. Write this down, GMTVCC.com, which is Give Me the VIN classic and collector car buying service. GMTVCC.com will hook you up with GMTVCC Pro buyers that will appraise and offer on that 69 Chevelle, old Corvette, old truck, and especially Restomods. We love Restomods at GMTVCC.com. Don't mess with consignments or auctions. Get paid today on your classic or collector car at GMTVCC.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson from my good friends over at Prize Picks. Hoops are here, baby. It's time to turn the page and start playing games we can win. And now you can win up to 1,000 times your money over on Prize Picks just for doing what you love, watching basketball and picking those that you like. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on sports action. There's over 10 million of us doing it. You should be there too. And right now, there's no better time to get in on the hoops action. If you think Steph Curry can get more than 5 3-pointers this week, now's the time. Is the freak going to get 35? I don't know. I do know this. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5, and you don't even need to win. You can receive a $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And have you ever played Taco Tuesday? That's right. Each Tuesday, Prize Picks offers promotions that can lead to big payouts. Here's how you play. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app, use the code ALAMO, and get $50 instantly after you play your first lineup. Prize Picks. Go run your game.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah. Martine wants to know how I know that gay chicken and straight chicken taste the same. I've tried both. Yeah. What do you mean? Like, I don't understand how do you only eat straight chicken? That's weird. All right. Listen, man. I'm a
little guiltier after one of them than the other.
I'm a worldly man. I've been around the block. And also I've been to prison. So there's sometimes you don't have a choice. You eat the gay chicken, whether you like it or not. I just happen to it tastes the same to me. Tastes like chicken. Sorry.
How do you know? Well, one has glitter.
One's got a feather boa.
Got a glitter. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? There we go. 94.1's been all the way back to 2012.
No. We go back to 2012.
Okay.
The ESPN, it was the Zone.
Oh, the Zone.
And then ESPN San Antonio and us.
Okay.
It might even go deeper than 12.
But it's the same core group, like
Minix.
Minix is it? Okay.
Minix opened these doors.
Automatic said, I've listened to 94.1 all the way back to 2012, seeing the rotation of hosts. And he says, AJ, you're one of my favorites.
There you go, man.
You're very welcome for what I do, Automatic. Listen, I'm not going to say I'm the most skilled or talented host that's ever walked through these doors, but I probably am.
Well, that's why you shouldn't say it.
No big deal. Unless you're a Texas State baseball fan, and then you think I'm a hack.
You're never.
I don't belong. I've never done anything worth noting.
Wow.
Vic's on his run. Vic's on his run to get me some coffee. I ordered a Trenta. I ordered the big one. What's going on, Vic?
You got a bucket of coffee?
What are you doing here?
Find Edwin.
Where's Edwin?
He buggered off.
I don't know.
Dude, my coffee.
He's nowhere to be found.
My coffee's ready to go right now. It's
getting cold.
No, it is cold. It was made cold.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But
it's getting hot.
Like, what are we doing? Edwin, dude, we don't ask much of Edwin.
Yeah.
Just be here when it's time to eat. If Vic's got to make a food run, we need Edwin around here.
Yeah. Which is the only time we can do a food run.
Yes.
Yeah, unless it's before the show, but.
Bro.
There's so many jokes there. Just leave it there. Just leave this alone.
Man.
End up we'll having a scuffle and security will be called.
Man.
Somebody's billionaire father's going to be involved.
Gosh. Edwin's father is a billionaire, isn't he?
He owns Starbucks.
I've heard that. That's going to be a problem for me.
I think he owns a few Chick-fil-A
franchises. The gay ones.
Yeah.
The gayest Chick-fil-A in all of the United States.
All the land. We're actually open on Sunday.
That's right. That is right, baby.
We do a good brunch.
The gay one is called Side Chick. That's the gay one.
The Sancha.
Oh,
Sancha's
boy.
chicken.
You guys are wild. All right. Let's, we spent a lot of time kicking around the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's not just them that deserve kicking around right now in the great state of Texas, because a couple of college basketball teams had what we would consider subpar performances last night. Texas ends up losing to Arkansas. They were getting their asses kicked. I mean, it was ugly.
Yeah.
It was a legitimate one-man show to keep them in that game. Trey Johnson set the freshman record for scoring last night at the University of Texas. He broke Kevin Durant's record.
He will look good in silver and black. I'll just say that.
He's going to look good in something.
Dude, he is a guy that can shoot the lights out.
He last night 14 of 28 from the field, 7 of 11 from 3, 39 points in the 86-81 loss. This was a game, like I said, it went to overtime. There was a time when I was like, Texas is going to get laughed off the floor. They were down 14 points halfway through the second half. Like, this wasn't a close match. Kudos to them for getting it back and making it a game, but not able to seal the deal. And right now, I think you've got to have, if you're Rodney Terry, you got to have real concern about your job going forward. Like, you got to figure something out in a hurry.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good recruiting class coming in.
He always has good recruiting classes. Texas recruits itself.
I'm just not. Last night was rough. There's just not a lot of that. And the sad thing about with Texas, they've got good players. They're just not a very good team, and it's hard to get past the coach on that. I'll just say that.
I know you like the guy.
I do. I think he's maybe got a little ahead of schedule to be the head coach at University of Texas.
That's all it is, man.
But
you call it the Peter principle.
I think it happened too fast. But I'm not saying it's over now. There was the X's and O's sometimes aren't all of it, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not the one to say, because I think if I was his boss, I'd give him another year. But I would certainly get it, and I would understand if he got fired at the end of the year, just because there's just too much there to not be better.
Yeah.
And we'll just leave it at that. And you look at what happened in College Station. It's funny. The reasons why these two teams lost are so incredibly different because there's no question about want to and team at A&M. It's just skill set. I mean, I've never seen a team play the game that they played last night. Thank God they were at home and got some home cooking calls, or it would have been a blowout. A&M is on the other side of the SEC scheduling ramp, and it's getting really hard, and it's obvious.
But, I mean, Vanderbilt,
they're playing for their lives.
And you're at home against Vanderbilt. That's a poor performance.
Oh, it was awful. But, again, it was a win-or-go-home game for Vandy. They lost last night. It was just about over for them in the tournament, and they got themselves in last night.
All right, we'll talk more of that. We'll talk some football today, too. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I think Arkansas got into it.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song. Get your max tax refund guaranteed, and new customers get $100 to switch. Don't miss the boat. Book an appointment with experts today. Limited time offer for new clients, participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment like you'll get with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenics has over a decade of TRT experience. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at Walmart.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-838-6161. That's 800-838-6161. 800-838-6161.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel all right.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyer4us.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We did clear that accident at 35 southbound at FM 1103. With the combination of rush hour, it's still slow through the area. And we do have a closure. Huebner between Eckerd and Babcock, northwest side of town, closed with a major accident. 1604 westbound I-10 Vance Jackson, accident right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs went down hard yet again, 118-106 in a loss to the Houston Rockets. Keldon paced the Spurs with 22 hustle points. That's about all we saw last night. Spurs are 3-7 in their last 10 and now in 13th place in the West. The NFL is moving into the 21st century, implementing the Hawkeye, eliminating the chain gang. It's a virtual measurement system that should be implemented this season. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We found Edwin. He was in there taking a dump. Do that at home, Edwin. We needed my coffee's sitting there waiting on you. Like, Vic couldn't even go get it because he couldn't find you. And
well, see,
you were blowing up the bathroom.
Well, in radio, there are certain times that don't go toward the bathroom because those that are on air have a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So I think he waited till the dead period so he could have
but he knew. We talked about it on the air. I said, during the next break, I'm going to make the order, and then after that, you can go get it.
He was using the facilities.
That whole time. Were you in there for 30 minutes?
No.
Good.
But I was just. I didn't hear it because I was getting some.
You were cutting
sound.
up some sound. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. SRS.
I used to tell my mom I was combing my hair. I was combing my hair.
It was, but it was a different kind of hair than you thinking of. SRS talks about Ryan Kalkbrenner, who I've mentioned as I'd love to see him on the Spurs. Round 2, though. That's a second-round pick. You get him, that's the kind of guy I want.
Yeah.
Because I always say I want a big man who does big man things. The Spurs don't have one. Claymore and Christopher arguing about the Texas coaching job. And Claymore says, so the Longhorns should have just ignored the fact that Chris Beard had assault charges on his girlfriend. Great logic, buddy.
In most towns, I'll tell you this. In College Station, Beard would still be the head coach at A&M. In Austin, he had to be fired. You couldn't keep him.
It's one of those things where the University of Texas, whether it's good or bad, you know what? It probably is a good thing that they go so far out of their way to avoid anything that could be.
Well, when this was all happening, there's the other side of this coin where you go, okay, if we were to forgive the sin, if we were going to forgive, and it turned out not to be really a sin at all in the long run, that there was some contrived stuff coming from his wife. But it came down to, in my mind,
she rescinded her
accusations.
That's what I'm saying.
Whether it was real or not, that's another thing. But, I mean, you can only go on what they're saying. But the other side of that coin was, as his boss, as the general manager or his AD, whoever it might be, can I trust the fact that now can mama of an 18-year-old boy look at this coach as he comes into the living room and says, I'm going to take care of your son. I'm going to raise him as a man. I'm going to teach him and do that stuff, which is the typical coach speak. And at the same time, have a domestic dispute and aggression charge hanging over him. And you almost have to, no matter the outcome, because I can't trust the fact that, I can't send this guy an accused into somebody's living room. I just can't do that.
Yeah, remember there was no charges.
No, there never was, and there were stories and all that, and there was so much vagary. You kind of have to go, man, I'm not sure that this is, in the long term, going to be better for everybody if he just doesn't go someplace else.
No, I agree. I knew that he was going to be gone, but I also knew that whoever they chose to replace him would probably be a downgrade from a coaching standpoint.
You never want to be the guy to replace the guy, especially a hot young coach like Chris was at the time.
And everything they went through to get him,
skullduggery.
I mean, that was a big get. Like, that was about as good of a get as you could have gotten.
So, and nobody's going to step into that void that has any kind of experience. I mean, if you have the wherewithal to go get a good high-end D1 job, you're not stepping into the turmoil that Texas was at that time. You're only going to get guys that are looking for a second shot or a first.
And Claymore, like, in a way you're right, but in a way you're also not right. To say that he couldn't survive this scandal in the NIL era and its impact on recruiting, he could have survived it at 95% of places in the country. He would have survived it at and there's a reason why. Like, he didn't have to go coach at Coppin State. He's in the SEC. He's got a big time job. He's doing okay. He just, in Austin, they don't let you do anything to tarnish the brand, which is sometimes it means maybe going further than you would think is necessary to make sure, but nothing is bigger than that orange cow head on the side of their helmets. That's the number one thing in that place, and you got to protect it at all costs. That's what they decided to do. But there's no doubt that Rodney Terry, who was a failed coach at UTEP, was
I wouldn't say failed.
Okay.
I mean, there's only so much you can do at a school like that. Did he win?
No. But if you don't win at UTEP, what makes you think that you should?
Well, he didn't get the head coaching job from UTEP. He came as an assistant coach.
I know.
And came to do what he does very well, and that is to recruit.
Be an assistant. I get it.
Well,
I never said he wasn't a good assistant coach.
And what were you going to do? I mean, there was like I was saying, there wasn't a solid coach who saw an upward trajectory to this program that was going to take that job other than somebody that was already in the house. It was thrust upon him. So
but
part of that to me is I'm going to give him another year just because he didn't ask for this.
Now, remember in 2023 when that was the year where he took over and he finished out the season and they finished strong. Yes. It was a good team. And they acted like he coached that team to what they were. And so they said, yep, we're going to extend you.
Which was the right move.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
You could have easily gone out and you could have had any coach you wanted, damn near.
I don't know. Keep in mind, you had just fired a coach under some circumstances that really turned out to be not necessarily the reason to fire him. It wasn't a great job to grab because it's so volatile. That's what I'm saying. In that circumstance, there wasn't a lot of guys. Now, you might have stumbled upon a diamond in the rough. You might have found somebody who was destined to be a great coach. That happens every now and again. And Terry could have been that, but he's not, sadly. He's just not. And it's not because of anything other than, he stepped into the breach and just wasn't ready for it.
That's all right.
And part of me goes, give him another year just to see. But the other part of me is, if you don't got it now, he's got a good recruiting class, but the problem is
gone down. It's gotten worse every year since he's been there.
Well, a year and a half. But, I mean, it's the talent level has maintained. He's still getting the talent. The problem is that other part. The output hasn't been there. And that's enough to kind of keep you employed, but it's not enough to be comfortable.
It's also a pretty rare thing that the University of Texas has been real short on talent.
They're not. That's a good team. There's talent on that team.
Even when Shaka Smart was here, talent wasn't the issue.
No.
It was the wrong kind of talent, but you're going to get good players to come to Texas. It's just one of those automatic. Hey, we're the University of Texas. Okay, yeah, we'll go. It's a matter of getting the right guys and doing the right things with them, and coaching them up, and that's where Rodney Terry just has fallen short. And also, man, it doesn't help when the last 3 coaches at this place have been Rick Barnes, Shaka Smart, and Chris Beard, who are 3 of the.
And Shaka started to ingratiate. And the thing about Terry, and I think I'm coming to it from a high school coach's point of view, the coaches love him. He's a good dude for the high school coaches. He appreciates what high school basketball coaches do. He listens to the high school scene. He's not just an AAU type. So that helps him in recruiting because the good kids will be sent by their coaches to a guy like Terry, where Beard wasn't that kind of guy. He's more of a coach, and he let Terry go get the talent. Where now we've got the talent, or you've got the talent, you just don't have the.
There's got to be a mix of it,
and they'll find it. But I think, unfortunately, Coach Terry's going to suffer for it.
He's in over his head. That's all.
Yeah,
and it doesn't mean that he can't coach. It just means.
And I'll say, give him another year, and you might very well find a dude that might be just about perfect. Because I'll tell you, I'll go back to it. Jimmy's and Joe's beat X's and O's 90% of the time.
They do. Especially in college basketball. Especially in college basketball. At least to a certain extent. Usually, to win a championship, you need the guy over there with the clipboard too. But
the Jimmys get you there. The coaches will win it. But it does take that first part a whole lot more than the second part. I'd rather have a very talented team and an average coach than the other way around.
Coaching in that city is not an easy thing. Like I said, I've been there before, and I worked there at a time where Rick Barnes was doing damn near everything but winning a title. And people were running him out of town with pitchforks.
I'll tell you what, though. What would Austin do with a basketball title? Do you think it would turn up the volume just a little bit? I don't know if it would.
I don't know.
I think with A&M, I think they would celebrate it. We'd have a nice parade, but there wouldn't be this renewed emphasis on basketball. It'll still, no matter what happens, be second or even third on the priority list for men's sports behind maybe even baseball, no matter what happens in basketball. I think the same thing with Texas.
I mean, Texas is since I worked there, or when I worked there, Texas won in football and baseball. I think basketball would be bigger than baseball.
You think so?
Yeah, because there have been some times where they got pretty when they had KD, they were pretty excited about the opportunities.
I remember go back to the Penders days. There were Sweet 16 runs and Elite Eights, but it just always felt like no matter how good they did, as soon as the season was done, they were looking for the football. Where's football? Where's practice start?
Nothing's going to beat football. That's just that's Texas.
But I would have also said at Texas that women's basketball has been so preeminent for so long that there might be even more adoration for a women's title than a men's.
Although is Baylor a basketball school or a football school?
Yes, they're a basketball school.
I mean, they've had some big success in both in recent years. But
you're in Texas. Everybody leans.
Would they trade their basketball
every Texas school
for a
would.
football title?
Yes, every Texas school would. But Baylor is a basketball school.
Yeah.
Because Coach Drew has cast a long shadow in that town for a long time. And after what happened with Bryles and, good boy Drew showed up in Waco and, righted the ship as far as the athletic program, they're a basketball school.
Well, they better make the tournament then. They're going to be a basketball school.
Well, I mean, they are.
All right. Let's hit a break. You know what? Before we hit a break, I want to give away another pair of these tickets. College Slam Dunk and 3-Point Championship, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. That is part of the Final Four extravaganza going on here in San Antonio. Let's do caller number 3. You're going to win tickets to that thing. I got to tell you guys about Cerebral. If you ever find yourself rolling through social media and you see all the terrible people and the terrible things they're saying, and it drives you crazy sometimes, and I get that. But also, it's you've got to not let yourself get wrapped up in that stuff. Imagine if you stopped worrying about what else is going on, the things out of your control, and you started focusing on you. 45 minutes focused on how you're doing. What a difference it could be. And at Cerebral, they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists, doctor-prescribed medication that's personalized to you. And the best part is they offer in-network care, so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. If you're managing stress or anxiety, that's what you're worrying about, you're dealing with life transitions, that's one of the things I'm dealing with is, my family's 2,000 miles away right now. I'm in a city all by myself in a new job. There are times where it's like, man, I just really need someone to talk to this stuff about. And that's where Cerebral comes in. They make mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable. And they are a proud official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is also just as important. And Cerebral's here to help you build a strong foundation for overall well-being. Take that first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, would you like to be able to vote on legalized gambling in the state of Texas?
There's a state representative named Matt Shaheen that doesn't want you to. He will join us on The Blitz at 2:35.
And Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer will talk at the Combine.
We'll hear from him and more. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob.
Morning Huddle 94.1. Christopher, there's at one point there's just no defending what you're saying. The idea that Texas should not have extended and paid Sark more money is wild to me. I get it. They didn't win a championship. Texas football's in the healthiest place it's been at in, I don't know. I mean, yeah, so it's been about 15 years.
Mm-hmm. That's just an idiot in the dark. So I don't know why. That's what bothers me about this kind of situation, because that's just stupid.
I can tell you this. Rob and every other Aggie,
I
they want Texas to get rid of Sark.
That was stupid. I mean, I don't know what the hell you guys were thinking.
Yeah. So. No, I think Texas did the right thing. They said, hey, we got something. Like, after the Charlie Strong and Tom Herman eras, they said, we got something that's working. Let's keep that. So
you'll find a good reason to fire him soon enough. Texas fan are going to get upset. You're going to get to like 3 consecutive title games and lose them all, and lose your minds and fire him.
I don't know.
Or make the tournament 3 or 4 times and win a game or 2 and not realize you got a good thing and let him go.
Texas has had one good coach since like the mid-'80s. And at first sign of like things aren't great, and I'm not saying this was wrong because it was time to move on from Mac, but they ran Mac out of town unceremoniously. And then their first 2 attempts at replacing him were complete disasters. And you've got someone who's had you in the playoff the last 2 years. The Final Four the last 2 years.
Uh-huh. And in 3 years, if you haven't won a title, and you will have been to the tournament 3 consecutive years and have 40 wins over the last 3 years, and you're going to have a couple of guys in burnt orange going, no, he's not it. I promise you it's going to happen. And it would happen at A&M, and it would happen at Auburn, it would happen at Alabama, it would happen at Michigan, it would happen at Ohio State. There's going to come a time, even though you're winning 11, 12, 13 games a year, you're going to have a contingent that's going to, after the third time, go, he's not it. He can't get us over the top.
And Christopher says, sorry, championship's the only thing that matters, nothing else.
See,
no,
there you go, right there.
That's wrong. Money matters even more than championships. Texas has won 1 championship in my entire lifespan. Like I'm a 44-year-old man, about to be 45-year-old man. Texas has won 1 title in my lifetime. Like, if that's all you're measuring with, Texas isn't an elite football program. Texas is an elite football program because they're in the mix and they're making a butt ton of money. You can't
apply those same standards to the across the 150 miles to your east.
Well, but at some point you've got to win it. You got to win at some point.
There you go. There you go.
It's
once in your lifetime, you say, but it was one.
Well, or at least show up and play for another one.
Oh, see, there you go. Just remember that when you compare yourself to those guys in maroon.
Knock on the door. Well, first of all, I don't have one of these teams. I'm not one of you. I'm not in either club.
In the same boat, but for one thing, one game. So you're right. Success is predicated on a lot of things, but I just know Texas fan, and it's a good thing. The expectation of it should be better, and that's why Jimbo is unemployed, getting all kinds of money from A&M because things are good, but they should be better. And Sark will become a victim of that, as does
eventually,
every coach.
Sure, he will.
If he doesn't win one, even if he's in the playoff and wins a couple of games and makes the semis and all that, guys like this. But what has he done?
Yeah. Frank, at Texas, the standard's a standard. We expect championships.
And you should.
You should. But you know what, man? You got to be careful. Like, Sark's been here for what? 4 years, 3 years? And he's got you knocking on the door, and you're like, if he doesn't win one of the next 2, he's out.
It feels that way, man.
If that's what you're doing, like, you're never going to find the right guy in that way. Like, it's never going to work. Like, it took Mac 6 years to even really get close. And I don't understand if you expect to win a championship every year, like you're Nick Saban in Alabama, I got news, you're not. Like, you haven't found that guy. Go find that guy, and then maybe. But until then, good luck. And if you can get Nick Saban to come coach you, then maybe you do fire Sark. But if you fire Sark and hope that you're going to find the next Nick Saban, chances are good you're not. Chances are good you're not. And I don't know who you'd rather have coaching your team right now than Sark. That is a weird thing to be like, Sark better win this year or he's done.
Well,
that's crazy.
I will say one of the things that Sark has transformed the Texas fandom a little bit is, the joke about Texas fandom for the longest time is they really didn't care about the outcome in December and January. It was more about the signing period in February. That as long as there are a lot of 5 stars, that's all they needed. I mean, all Texas fan needed was, hey, we got the very best. Now, whether they win or not, that's a whole other thing. But we got that guy and you didn't.
That certainly goes.
Texas is now past that. It's now about who can we get to win football games, not who can we get so that A&M doesn't get them or OU doesn't get them. And I think Texans fan for the longest time under Mac at the end were more worried about the recruiting haul than how it actually applied to the field.
The other thing what matters is that game in October. It's in Dallas every year.
Oh, it does.
You win that, it saves you a lot of face. But, and now you win that November game against A&M. If you win those 2 games, you're in good shape here, man, in Austin. You really are.
We've only got one, and it's the A&M game or the Texas game, and it helps. But I think A&M. I think Texas. The pressure's now above and beyond that. I think that's the safety net that'll save you. But if that's all you do now, that's not going to be enough. I think that to Texas's credit, you've leveled up beyond as long as we beat OU. And that's to your credit. I mean, it should be more than like Ohio State wants to beat Michigan, but now and Michigan wants to beat Ohio State, but that's not the end-all, be-all. It is let's hoist the trophy at the end of the season. And I think Texas is now to a point where they can get past all we got to do is beat OU and everything will be happy. Or all we got to do is land 5 stars over the A&M's 3 and we'll be happy. Now, I appreciate the fact that now winning's the thing, and the standard is the win, not the recruiting or the OU win.
Yeah.
That does matter.
And Chris saying if Sark doesn't win a title in 2 years with Arch, he'll be fired along with CDC and company. That's just wrong.
Well, it's wrong,
I'm just telling you it's not right.
I almost agree with you. I think that the wealth of riches, you have to be almost dead solid perfect with Texas fan over the next couple of years because they're going to say, and rightfully so, the cupboard is loaded. What else do you need? You've got the best receivers of anybody in the country. You got the best linemen for the last couple of years. We finally got a defensive coach that coaches pros. We're putting linemen in the first round. You got everything you need. Why haven't you won? And you're going to get there.
Imagine Charlie Strong had 3 consecutive losing seasons at Texas. And people are like, Sark, who's gone 25-5 in the last 2 years, people are like, if he doesn't win a title, he's out. Think about how absurd the thought of that is.
Let's read the headlines in 2 years.
And then Frank says, we're Spurs fans too. We expected a championship every year for 20 years. Yet,
rightfully so.
Yet somehow, Greg Popovich still the head coach of this basketball team.
Well, he won 5 rings.
But I'm saying, but now if you expect it every year, do you throw him out now that he's not winning?
I want some nasty.
Yeah, I mean, if that was the case, you would have thrown him out 2 years ago.
There has been some crickets out there. I mean, there have been some.
Okay,
it's time for him to go. He hasn't been unscathed.
Now, how about that? How long was Greg Popovich here before he won? I guess he showed up. Now, if Greg Popovich were in the Western Conference Finals, would people be calling for his head?
When?
Now.
No.
Or a year ago, 5 years ago. No. If you're knocking on the door, you don't fire your coach when you're on the doorstep.
Yeah, but Pop lived through the turmoil. He lived through all that and became the winningest coach in the history of professional sports. So he became Teflon. But there's always, over the last couple of years, Fire Pop has kind of been on the outskirts anyway. But that's professional sports, and it's a little bit different. And it's easier, quite frankly, than it is to be a college coach.
All right, let's. What do we want to do here? I think let's do our break now. Oh, before we do our break, I forgot I got to do this. I want to just eat my kolaches and drink my Starbucks, but I do have to give away tickets to the Super Funny World Tour from Nate Jackson.
He tells us it's funny.
It's not just funny. It's super funny.
In the title.
It's got to be good. June 20th at Aztec Theater. You want to go see some comedy? You want to see some laughs, some giggles? Let's do, I don't know, caller number 4. You'll win tickets to see the Nate Jackson Super Funny World Tour on June 20th. You can't start eating yet, Rob. You've got to do a commercial before.
I feel like the beginning of Reservoir Dogs, not what Reservoir Dogs, in the Tarantino movie when they open the briefcase and it's just like bright light.
Shining, yeah.
Samuel.
Pulp Fiction.
Sight.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, that's a beautiful sight right in this case.
All right, we will be right back. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I want to talk to you real quick about weight loss, losing weight. In the last couple of years, there's been a lot of, big medical news. You can now get shots to lose weight, and it's working for a lot of people. But as you've seen, it's awfully expensive. And then there's the maintenance afterwards. There's questions to be had. There's lots of ways to lose weight. There's some are more effective than others. Some are fads. Some come and go. But there are some real truths about weight loss that never vary. And Dr. Jacob Torres and the Institute for Functional Health operate under that principle. He's been successful with weight loss programs for folks like you and me because he understands it's a hard life out there, and there's lots of choices, and a lot of them can be bad. And the ramifications of that are being overweight and tired and all the things that go along with that. Dr. Torres understands that we live this life, and he puts together programs kind of fit what we do, how we did it, and how we got here. And the outcome has been lots of people that are a lot thinner and a lot healthier because of his functional approach to weight loss. It's not the easiest thing I've ever done, but I'll tell you what is literally the best thing I've done for myself in, well, for the longest time. Losing weight is just part of the equation. See, once you start losing weight, you start feeling better. And when you feel better, you start doing things you weren't doing before, and the snowball grows. And before you know it, you're living a healthy lifestyle. You don't even realize it. And that's where the true success comes, because you can keep the weight off. Call him today and find out why he's been so successful. The number's 210-468-1891. He'll take the time out of his day to explain to you why and how he does things. He's proud of it, and he should be. Go to his website, iffhealth.com. It's a great resource. Not only does he ask the right questions, but you can find out exactly what Dr. Torres believes right there. Listen to me. If it's time to change your life, if you're ready to lose weight, whether a doctor's telling you you got to, or you're just ready to look beach body ready, call him today. Change your life. And you can come on by with your skinny self and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a new trouble spot on 35 northbound in Walsham. An accident that's taking up 2 left lanes. Already a 25-minute delay. Stop and go from Rittiman. 1604 westbound I-10 Vance Jackson. That wreck in the right lane causing a 30-minute delay. Slow from Blanco Road. And we still have this closure. Major accident right at Hebner between Eckert and Babcock. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
We're back in the miller's yard, who now use True Green. Their lawn started looking like a golf course, and PGA Tour golfers made it their favorite stop.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
With basketball season in full swing, make watching the game a little bit more exciting with your chance to win money with Underdog, one of the leading sports apps, and you can play in Texas. You could win up to 1,000 times your money with Underdog, playing the pick'em game where you pick higher or lower on predicted stats. You can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right on your pick'em entry, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Yep, turn $1 into 1,000 with your hoops knowledge. Download the Underdog app and sign up using my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay, things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Calling all flag football fans, HEB and the Dallas Cowboys are hosting the first annual Dallas Cowboys Flag Football Classic presented by HEB. On March 16th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., head to the Star Soccer Complex in San Antonio to watch local youth flag football teams take the field, hang with Rowdy at the Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame trailer, and more. For more details, visit dallascowboys.com/HEB flag today.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arosty,
At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong? It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Sorry, I had to finish chewing.
Yeah. It's good.
Good, but
they were a little cold.
Did yours have jalapenos?
No.
Okay, so I've had 2 without.
I had 2 without.
I had 1 without.
So that's
at a minimum
5 without.
Yeah.
So,
at a minimum, if Edwin got a jalapeno, they still shorted us 1 jalapeno.
or their jalapenos have 0 flavor.
Yeah.
One or the other. Although it's not bad.
Well,
It wasn't bad.
The guy couldn't understand me as it is, so that's involved.
Why didn't you speak to him in Spanish?
Because he's Vietnamese.
He's Vietnamese.
Oh, well. All right.
Yeah, I didn't brush up on that before. I didn't know I had to know.
I thought you have Google Translate.
Oh, yeah. Well, my anxiety took over.
Are you playing double vision because your blood sugar is going up?
Yes.
Vic's producing with 1 eye.
Yeah. 1 eye and the right side of my body's numb.
Big deal. You got a whole,
yeah,
got a whole other side of your body.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I guess. So Shipley closed down, huh?
Yeah, it's not Shipley's anymore.
Shipley is an elite donut place. That's bummer.
Just called Donut. It just said Donut.
Is it D-O-N-U-T or D-O-U?
No, a D-O-N-U-T. Yeah.
Doe.
Yeah. So.
It says online it still has them as a Shipley.
I know.
Is the one on Austin Highway?
I think you didn't go far enough down. I think the Shipley's is still there.
No, the one where I went to, I typed in Shipley's, from
Did you
Starbucks.
go past the car wash?
Yes.
And it's the one in the parking lot. That's no longer Shipley's.
Right, the one on the left side. Yeah.
So now we have 2 local donuts, like side by side.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it.
There's a Shipley on Walsham too. So maybe that'll be our next time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not anti these. I mean, these were fine.
But it's not Shipley.
Yeah, I just wanted to say Shipley when I go get
Well, you can tell the dough's a little bit heavier. But no, I'm not upset with these.
Yeah. And the I don't know. Like I would be upset if I had gotten donuts because Shipley donut, man,
that's different.
Their donuts are so good. That's one thing I missed in Vegas was Shipley donuts.
They're the perfect combination of. They're not as light as Krispy Kreme. And Krispy Kreme you have to eat within 20 minutes of their manufacture.
Oh, yeah.
Anything
They're
after
better
that,
warm. Those
garbage.
are better
Yeah.
warm.
They're only good warm. They're
Shipley's
only
will hold on
edible
for a
warm.
good 4 or 5 hours because they get a little bit thicker.
Yeah. My favorite Shipley donut is the Devil's Food donut. I'm not even
You
like
like
a
the
big
cake donuts, huh?
I do like that, but like the Devil's Food it's the donut that's stuffed. It's got chocolate on the outside and chocolate on the inside. And I'm not even a big chocolate guy, but that donut is so good. And then for whatever reason, I want to drink chocolate milk with it. And like my wife is always like, you don't even really like chocolate that much, but I do love that chocolate donut. That is the one thing.
I like their chocolate ice. You don't have to do anything other than that for me. Shipley's, I don't need to go special. Just their regular glazed donut is fine with me.
I do like old fashioned and cake donuts. I do
like the
enjoy
French
that.
ones. I like the French
crullers.
ones. The crullers. I do enjoy a good cruller, but you know what? I'm easy. Just your standard glazed donut is all I need.
It's a good
Seriously,
donut.
You can get.
It's a
We can
good
get
donut.
fancy. I'll eat the other ones, but I don't need them.
Man. All right. Enough donut talk. Enough for now, anyway. We'll have the full donut show later on in the week.
Yeah.
The NFL doing some rule changes.
I love this. Finally.
Didn't I just talk about this the other day?
Well, we talked about we brought it up yesterday or on Monday because I had read a thing where they were going to Indianapolis with we're going to do some things, and the lead of it was tush push. But really behind the scenes, while we were arguing about a play that happens about 8 times a year, the real change behind the scenes was they're going to sneak in and we're going to get rid of the chain gang. It's time.
Well, that's what I said about the tush. That's what the conversation was, and I was like, if we're going to allow this tush push, I need to know where the ball is.
Well, and there was a subterfuge of
we
that.
We can't guess.
So they snuck it in under the the bait and switch of let's all argue about a play that literally only happens 8 times a year, and it really doesn't. And the grand scheme of thing doesn't affect the competitive balance too much. We're really, I mean, it's fun discussion, but the balance of the league. You want to talk about changing stuff. We no longer got to get to the bottom of the pile to see what's going on. Once the whistle blows, wherever that ball is, that's where it is. There's no inch here, inch there. Finally, we're going to use some technology. This is a huge step for the league. It really is.
I agree, man. And this is the best thing they could do. This is what it's about. Like this, did you get the inches or not? If you're gonna be a game where there's a play 4th and inches, it says on the screen, which tells me you've got to get less than a foot. I want to know for sure if you got that foot.
No more Madden left eye, right eye kind of variance. If the ball is down, we know exactly to the inch. It ain't that hard to do. It's been too long in the coming. And the thing about it is, it's going to work. It's going to work fine. There'll be some mistakes here and there. There's always a technical glitch. But once it works, then we start going, okay, this technology stuff is actually pretty good, and we're not arguing nearly as much.
Yeah.
So what's the next thing we can do? Wait a minute, pass interference. Wait a minute, holding. Wait a minute. I mean, suddenly we can use cameras and technology to speed the game along one. So there's those extraneous and let's go to the tape stuff. No, let's carry on.
Well,
so speed the game and make it more accurate.
We've already started doing some of that because you hear the reviews that get that we don't have to go to the sideline.
Yeah, we went to New York. They don't even carry on.
Rapid review. It's a first down. Let's go.
Let's move it, man. We're going to break so a couple of old men can run out with a chain in the middle of the field, and we're going to measure it with a left. No, we're this 21st century, man. It's time to use the tech. So this is a good day for the league, and I think while some will view it as a slippery slope. Once we let this in, we're going to let other stuff in. Yes, we're going to let them in. I'd just soon see a football field with one guy in black stripes standing out there. Just one who's just there to administer what's going on with 100 different cameras and things on their body and things in the field where there's no more waiting and it's already done.
Gary says, thanks to the Buffalo Babies again. Well, first of all,
hey, man,
listen, you can say that, but what it really is there have been 2 occasions where the rules were bettered now because of this.
Well, true change only comes from a point of pain.
Yeah, and you could argue now the thing that's the most absurd about this whole thing, the whole Buffalo thing, and this last one, when they called Josh Allen short,
it was a first down. We all knew it.
Well, not only that, they didn't even use the chain gang. They said no, one guy comes up with the left foot spot, one guy comes with the right foot spot. They look at each other.
Like, we can't measure this.
Well, what do we go with? And they said, you see that team over there wearing red and yellow?
They got to go.
We're going right foot, baby. And sure enough, so they didn't even use the chain gang. But with this, there's no more of that. There's no more, I saw this, he saw this. Right. Dude, most people would say, let's just get the call right. Let's get the call right.
And the little things, the scrum on the inch line. We know it's a touchdown. Everybody get up. It's over. We saw the ball crossed it. We know. There's no let's fight through the crowd and figure out if he got there. No, it's done. Yeah. Or he didn't get in. Let's run the next play.
No big deal. But I love the fact that they're doing this. This is something that's a long time coming because they've had the technology to do this. And the fact that we're letting a ref guess where the ball might be, and then two refs who guess opposite, they're a yard off, and they look at each other and they say, okay, well, you're right this time. And then they send out a dude with a chain, and they say, let's just see if it, and then somehow it decides within inches.
Remember when the ref took out his note card and put it?
Oh, imagine that.
So now the other side of this, if we really, truly want to improve this game, the NFL, the chain gang, it seems kind of antiquated. But to really fix it so the dads for their football team and Pop Warner don't have to do the chains. Before every game, I'd get so skinny because the coach, you could tell the game that kicks off is about to start. You'd see the coach look up and look toward the dads, like, I need 3 dudes for the chain. And boy, I'd be skinny. Like, nope, not going to do that. Like, I'm going to be going to the concession stand right about the time coach is looking for chain gang.
Well, I don't know how long it'll take it to get to Pop Warner, but I'm glad that the NFL's got it because this is the right – and that's the other thing. The overtime rule, that was the right change to make. The idea that a team could get to overtime and then not have a chance to touch the football just didn't make sense because the team that wins the coin – okay, so here you go. And that's the other thing that they're considering changing is making the new overtime rules in the NFL the all-time rules. So in the regulars, I agree completely. Because I get it, in a playoff game it means a little more, but there's a game in the regular season that's going to be decided like that, and then a team is going to not make the playoffs because of that reason.
A tie.
Yeah. So the team that gets the ball first, receiving teams won 56.8% of games from 2017 to 2024. 57%.
Well, I mean, you want to,
dude. That's not ideally. That's not a coin flip.
Yeah, you want it closer to 50%. You do.
Yes. And the right way to do it is giving both teams a chance to get the football. I mean, there is. I get if both teams score a touchdown, and then the other team scores. Okay, well, you had your chance. You could have gone for 2. You at least had an option. But like in a league where they've done everything possible to say offense has the advantage, you can't say, well, one team gets to play offense, the other has to play defense, because the league is set up for offenses to have success. So you've got to give both offenses a chance, or it's just not. There's nothing fair about it. Well, is a long, like these 2 rule changes. If these 2 rule changes pass, this is a long time coming on both of them.
Well, I to make this full circle, I don't think some of this would have happened if it weren't for Buffalo.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? I think we'd still be in a situation where the overtime rules would remain the same, and we would have had and justified it. We'd have been able to justify, hey, they win the flip and they drive down and score. They deserve to win the game, whether the other team got to touch the ball or not. But because it was Josh Allen and because it seems so tragic, and it happened twice, that we've had to change the rules. And I do think if it was Josh Allen dealing with this and the other, or Kirk Cousins, we might still be dealing with old rules. I'm not saying they're babies, but I do think that Josh Allen was a rather lovable foil loser in that, and you kind of felt like, oh man, we should have seen more of it.
Well, remember the idea of what Patrick Mahomes is now compared to 5 years ago has changed drastically too. Like he went from being like, oh, everybody's happy for Patrick Mahomes to win, to where this is BS.
Yeah, man, give somebody else a shot.
It's not just Bills fans; it's non-Chiefs fans are saying we want this going. Just like it's not just Cowboys fans saying we want the tush push band. It's everybody's tired of losing to that stupid thing, so they're like, let's make sure the rules are right. Which again, that's something they're not even really. I don't know. That's
silly.
There's no there's no definitive answer on what's going to happen with that yet. Now, okay, let's Vic.
Yeah.
Are you calling Claymore a liar?
What's that?
What?
Claymore says AJ and Rob, Shipley Donuts is open on Austin Highway.
See, I think you stopped too early. There's 2 in a row, and there's nothing wrong with what you did.
My GPS said I'm at Shipley's. That's what my GPS said.
See, Claymore's, I think he's military type, takes that road every day.
Look,
we're not just.
No.
Oh, we got to have this discussion, Rob.
Well,
we're going to figure this out. Hold on. Let's see.
Because next round of donuts is on you otherwise.
So this kind of matters.
All right.
Yeah, it matters, Bubba. It matters. Now, what's the address? What's the street address on Austin Highway that it says there? Because I'm going to find out the address of the Shipley Donut on Austin Highway. 1240 Austin Highway is the Shipley Donuts.
And the Fresh Donuts is at 1302. So they're right one block apart.
1302. So when I got there, look where it is. I know, but what I'm telling you, what you've done is when it said the destination's on your left or whatever, you just looked over, but it was too early.
Is this the one you went to?
No.
Oh, well, then it might have changed. So this is the one I thought you went to. It's a drive-through over there.
There's a
drive-through.
place.
Oh, no. That is
It is. You just turned one block too early.
Yeah, if you'd have gone one light just past the next light.
I know.
No, you're right.
But it said
they're so close.
Your destination's on the left, but sometimes it says that before.
Yeah. See, they're benefiting off of the Waze and Google Maps telling you to turn, and you
what
turn
app
into
are you
one.
using?
I use actually both on this. Well,
you use Waze?
Waze and Google Maps are the same.
Right.
They're both.
I used regular maps on iPhone.
So iPhone, but they're benefiting off the directions. So they say turn left, and you see donuts. But if you'd have gone 100 feet further down and turn left, you'd turn to Shipley's.
Because of it being mislabeled here, they got my business.
Okay.
No, and this one right beside is right next to the Hawaiian Burger. Where they do the burger.
That Hawaiian burger joint, I hear that's real good. Damn, that is a mighty good burger.
I'll tell you what,
that is a tasty burger.
But they use ramen noodles instead of bread.
Really?
Yeah.
You've got my attention.
Riddle me that bad, man.
That Hawaiian place?
Hawaiian? That is one tasty burger.
That
Big Kahuna.
is a Big Kahuna burger? Is that Hawaiian burger joint?
Yep. That was me opening up the briefcase earlier with the. What was his name? What was the dude's name?
Jules.
Jules.
Yeah, that was Samuel L's character in Pulp Fiction.
Minix just texted. Yeah, Minix. Vic went to the L&L. That's where Vic went, not the Shipley's. Right next to. Went to the donuts next to the L&L Hawaiian.
Yeah. So this is called
Fresh Donuts.
SOTH. Soth Fresh Donuts.
Yeah, see, that was nowhere even on there, but I was there already. They had kolache.
No, that's good. You did nothing.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna forgive it this time, Vic.
But next time,
because you got my coffee order right.
Do you think we'd have noticed it by the donut if they handed us a donut? This is not Shipley's.
As soon as I saw, I could tell those aren't Shipley's.
Because they wrap the dough.
Yeah,
around this.
Yeah,
It's
they
not a
look
pocket.
different.
It's
It's different.
It doesn't say Shipley's on the box.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it was different.
That's a giveaway.
That's a giveaway.
That might have been, should have been the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was.
I knew something was a little fishy, but I didn't want to spend the whole morning running.
$21 for 6 kolaches. That's probably about the same price as Shipley's.
That's about right.
It's about the same price.
$3 or so.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think the GPS tricked you is what happened.
Yeah.
It tricked you. But that's all right, man. Now I want one of those. I'm extremely full now, but I want one of those Devil's Food, those chocolate donuts now.
Edwin?
Oh, yes. Do
we have a bell?
Yeah, it's time. Need another donut run. All right. I will say this. I like that they are open to letting technology more into the game. The NFL has been slow to that. It's funny how fast they are to doing it in their statistics and things like that. Like, I love next-gen stats. I really do. Like, I love the way next-gen and PFF both have really kind of evolved. It's like, especially someone who bets on football. Mm-hmm. I love that I know the percentage of times when the ball is thrown here, it should have been intercepted. Because whether a ball being intercepted or not is really kind of there's some luck involved with it. Like, did you make a throw that should have been intercepted or did you not?
I agree. So you're coming to this from the perspective of a gambler.
Yeah.
And I get it, and it matters. But I think the NFL has always looked at it as what has made us great is the margins, the compelling moments where we really don't know, where we had to kind of change the rules. And when we look back at the history of the NFL, it's marked by those plays. The immaculate reception, the fumble, the drops, the missed calls, or the things that we can't quite quantify. That's what's vaulted the league forward every time. The tuck rule, all these weird things that you go, wow, didn't see that coming. And the more you bring technology in, the more likely we are to see things coming. And I think the league has always been kind of reticent, like, we like the gray areas. We like to know, did he get it or did he not? Is there an argument that'll last for decades? Dez caught it. I mean, they like that in the quiet of the evening when they're counting their money. They don't like it when everybody's arguing about it, but at the end of the day, that nebulous, we shoulda, coulda, woulda, but for, has propelled the league. And the more we get technology and the more it becomes black and white and less gray, we're going to lose those. We will pick up great wins and great plays. It won't be a lesser, but it will be different.
Yeah. Rin says, how's the chip measure a ball that's thrown where the receiver catches the ball out of bounds but his feet are inbound? It gives it takes away credit for a throw that, like, it makes it not as you're not graded as highly on the throw. Like, right. It's
those little things that help the evaluation of players.
Yeah. Now here's the real question is, how do you feel about replay being used to change calls? Like,
see, that's exactly
penalties.
What I was just talking about.
So, like, the big question is now, and Troy Vincent, who's the head of the Players Committee, says there's no appetite from the committee to use video replay to throw a flag. Meaning, if
we're not going to create a penalty that wasn't called the first time.
Let's say I tackle you via face mask and nobody saw it, and then the guy gets up saying, "Hey, grab my face mask." It's like, well, you're SOL. Do you want them to review and see if there was a face mask?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think anybody. Again, I think part of this is expediency. And there will be times when there's going to be something so aggressively egregious where we see a dude literally rip somebody's helmet off, and we're not going to call a penalty, and we'll go, my God, that would have changed the game if that guy had been thrown out, and he should have been. Well, we might end up having this discussion, but right now, no, it didn't matter, so let's not make it matter.
So currently, replay assist, you can pick up a flag if like there's a rough in the passer call, or there is a unnecessary roughness, like you tackle someone out of bounds and they throw a flag, or there's intentional grounding and they throw a flag. They can review that and pick up the flag. Do you want them to review it and say that should be intentional grounding?
Hopefully the technology will be fast enough to where there won't be any need to review. We'll know immediately there should be a flag there. He face masked him. The camera saw it. Don't worry about what the ref saw. The camera did.
And now we'll see where they go with this onside kick thing too, as the other rule change is still kind of up in the air. So we'll talk about that too. All right, 1 hour to go, friends. Big news at the top of the NFL draft. We'll discuss it next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? Whether you're a local shop or global enterprise, Bank of America gives you access to a range of business solutions to help make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure. Dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Celebrating Black History Month, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Music legend Suzanne DePass helped introduce the world to Michael Jackson and Rick James, to name a few. But it wasn't always easy.
Learning, making mistakes, getting my butt kicked, crying, tears of frustration, not sadness. And little by little, I got my legs up under me.
What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. That was an easy riddle. Learn more at Progressive.com.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a new trouble spot on 35 northbound at Walsham. An accident that's taking up 2 left lanes. Already a 25-minute delay. Stop and go from Rittiman. 1604 westbound I-10 Vance Jackson. That wreck in the right lane causing a 30-minute delay. Slow from Blanco Road. And we still have this closure. Major accident right at Hebner between Eckert and Babcock. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs went down hard yet again, 118-106 in a loss to the Houston Rockets. Keldon paced the Spurs with 22 hustle points. That's about all we saw last night. Spurs are 3-7 in their last 10 and now in 13th place in the West. The NFL is moving into the 21st century, implementing the Hawkeye, eliminating the chain gang. It's a virtual measurement system that should be implemented this season. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, baby! Last hour on a small Friday. Feeling good?
Feeling good?
You feeling good?
I'm feeling good. Caffeinated? Feeling good?
Feeling good. Feeling great.
Start doing that.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, wow.
Pardon me. Wash down my big Kahuna burger.
Hawaiian?
That is a tasty burger.
Hawaiian?
What a great movie. What a great film.
I might be watching a little bit of that tonight.
Hey, wasn't Gene Hackman in Hoosiers?
Yes, he was Coach Dale.
Yeah, he was a coach.
Norman Dale.
Yeah, have you?
That's right. I haven't seen it in a minute.
Are you just tuning into the show today, Vic?
I'll make it.
Were you here the first hour of the show when we talked about it?
Not mentally.
Jimmy Chitwood.
Were you? Does the donut make you deaf? Is that what happened? the buffet from yesterday? Your hearing is huh? Hey, does it? So Abdul Carter, who I've said
he's the best player in the draft, I'll tell you.
Well, I agree with him. I said
you're
that
right.
a month ago or whenever when I saw Penn State in the playoffs, I was like, I want that guy over everyone. I don't care he can't play quarterback. That is a game wrecker. I want him on my team. If I had the first pick, I would pick him first. Even if I needed a quarterback like the Tennessee Titans need a quarterback, I would much rather have Abdul Carter than reach on a guy that I don't think is a first-round talent at quarterback, even though somebody is going to have to.
Is he Micah?
I think he could be better. Like, I really do.
Well, but I think I have to ask that question if I'm going to take him number one.
Yes.
Because I can look at him. I know he's a 10-year pro. You can look at him, unless, again, neck up issues or injuries would preclude that. But you look at him, you can tell this guy will be on a team for 10 years and probably be very productive. But that's one thing. But number one overall, that's one thing most teams see that once every 20 years.
I get it. And I Texans fan was so mad when the Texans took Mario Williams over Vince Young and Reggie Bush.
And he could be Mario, and Mario did not have a bad pro career. He just didn't live up to where he got drafted.
Mario Williams had a great pro career.
It wasn't long.
It just wasn't he wasn't Lawrence Taylor.
Right. If he'd have been taken number 17, it'd have been a hollow, wow, he played well above where he was drafted. But I'm not talking about for Tennessee to not draft Abdul Carter and to draft somebody else. I'm talking about Tennessee that needs so much, maybe you shouldn't even use that pick at all.
Yeah.
Because there are some people that are willing to pay through the nose for an Abdul Carter, or maybe looking for that quarterback, and they like one over the other and want to make sure they get him. Maybe the value is in the pick and not the player is where I'm getting at. Is he so valuable that he's not worth maybe two other picks down the road? Because if he's not going to be at least Micah Parsons, you might want to trade him, is what I'm getting at.
Mario Williams ended up with 97.5 sacks in his career. There are 45 people who have more sacks than him in the history of the NFL.
And we can apply the same thing to Clowney. He's had an excellent pro career, just not what everybody thought it was going to be.
And you know what? But here's the question. If you could redo that and you had the choice of...
I'd take Williams. Clowney, I'd trade.
I'm saying if you had Mario Williams, Vince Young, or Reggie Bush...
Oh, no. In hindsight, I probably would have gone with Bush because I just remember what I liked about Bush during that time. But I wouldn't redo that draft at all. I think they drafted appropriately.
Mario Williams certainly had the most impactful NFL career of those three guys.
I'm not getting that, but when you're looking at a number one overall pick, there's value above and beyond the talent that you get.
I get the sex appeal of it.
And
the marketing ability.
And then if you don't want that, you could force multiply by grabbing a couple of third-rounders when you're a team that needs a whole bunch of third-rounders too. I'm not sure if he's elevated to the point where I take him number one because of everything you just said. Not only is he going to be, does he have to be the best player in the draft, he's got to be the face of my team. And is he ready to do all that on the defensive side of the ball? I think the answer is yes. I think you need to draft Abdul Carter, but I would look at it very closely and be very welcome to phone calls.
Yeah. Now, mind you, the year Jadeveon Clowney went first, Blake Bortles was the first quarterback off the board.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take Jadeveon Clowney's career a million times before I even want Blake Bortles on my team. So now the question comes with this Abdul Carter, because while he's at the combine, as they were looking him over, there were thoughts that he's got a stress fracture in his right foot, and now people are like, oh, maybe he needs surgery, maybe he doesn't. Doctors have now come out and said, we don't think you should have foot surgery. So they're saying you should just rest it. You're going to be fine. He is going to work out at Penn State's Pro Day on March 28th, so a month from tomorrow. Now, you can take a wild guess at who says the stress factor is a non-factor in his draft stock. That sounds like who you'd expect it to be. His agent, Drew Rosenhaus.
Oh, his agent's Rosenhaus? Oh.
Yeah. I couldn't be more confident this will be a non-factor when he's drafted. He's going to put on a show at his pro day. He already wasn't going to work out this week, but that was because of a shoulder injury that he suffered against Boise State in the playoffs. Remember, he got hurt in the playoffs. Instead, he underwent medical exams and he did interviews, and they found this thing, and they're like, uh-oh.
It's not a small thing. I mean, stress fracture, especially, there have been some athletes in the past that had a predilection to those kind of things, and it ended their careers early. I mean, that's something that I think is worthy of a little worry. But if you find me one doctor says this is a one-off, we'll buy him some orthotics.
Right.
I don't pay any attention to this at all.
So I'm asking you, as someone who does think he's the best player, would you still take him number one even with this?
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Okay. If I wasn't going to take him, it wouldn't be because of that. It would be because I can get more value with the trade than I can with what I think he could bring me. And I'm not sure that's the case, but if I had the number one pick, it would be him or trade. I wouldn't be drafting a quarterback no matter what. I can tell you that.
I think I'm there with you. If you don't want the pick, I'm cool with trading it too. I don't think they will. I'll say this as someone who I was living in Nashville around the time when the Titans were starting to finally get out of the disaster of the post-move era.
And Jeff Fisher's boredom.
Yeah. Before this was during Jeff Fisher's boredom.
Well, they got boring is what I was getting to.
But they took Steve McNair, and I want to say it was 95, and then after that they had taken Eddie George, and that's how they were starting to build their roster.
Good team.
But when they really took a jump was when they got Javon Curse. And he certainly I don't remember exactly where he went in the draft. I know it was the first round, but I think it was like middle of the first round. But the outlook of that team changed because they had a game wrecker on the defensive line.
I think yeah.
And unless you think Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward is Steve McNair, which personally I don't, but if you do, then you take that guy. If you don't think he's Steve McNair or better, just take the Javon Curse. Take the guy who can change your entire defensive outlook. A great pass rusher, which there might be 6 or 7 of them in the NFL right now, like elite pass rushers. If you have one on a good defense, it makes you a great defense. If you have one on a bad defense, it makes you a good defense. That's the Cowboys situation. Micah Parsons is good enough to make a bad defense look decent.
Well, here's the good news for the GM for the Titans, a guy named Morganzi. He's new.
Hey, Morganzi.
But the thing about a guy like Morganzi,
is it Borganzi?
B-O-R-G-O-N-Z-I, Borganzi.
Hey, Borganzi, who you going to take in the draft? Hey.
You got time to screw up.
Hey, you're gonna take Abdul Carter or
He
what?
can take an Abdul Carter, and even if Abdul Carter is not a Pro Bowler or not even an All-Rookie, as long as he's starting, that's a win for him. He doesn't have to hit it out of the park as long as he just does it mildly right. And because he's new, he's got a little bit of credit where he can pass up on some guys that maybe they could use now, but not in the long term. So I think he's in the good position to go take an Abdul Carter that seems a little dull, that might not be the best defender to come out over the last 10 years, but certainly the best this year. I think there's some safety net for him. It's a good position to be when you can take a boring pick, and no matter as long as he's starting, you look good.
Now, I will say this. I know for a fact that Brian Callahan
he's lobbying for the other side of the ball.
He wants a quarterback.
Yes,
because Brian Callahan almost got fired after 1 year already, and he knows, man, if my seat is hot, and Brian Callahan probably has one of the 5 hottest seats in the NFL going into the season, and if he's got to start the season with Will Levis, like his hope is, I'm sure his hope isn't that Cam Ward could be Steve McNair. His hope is Cam Ward is better than Will Levis, which Cam Ward probably is better than Will Levis.
Settle down.
So he's like, yeah, let's just get better than Will Levis. But the truth is, if Brian Callahan decides this, they will take a quarterback. If this new GM says, I'm going to build this team the right way, they'll take Abdul Carter.
This is Borganzi on Shedeur Sanders. To answer your question about Shedeur, I think he has plenty of arm strength. Some of the anticipation throws sometimes make up for a lack of arm strength. We've seen quarterbacks over the years that are able to do that because they anticipate better, and a lot of that has to do with the field instincts, which he does appear to have. That's not a ringing endorsement.
No, here's what I would say if someone asked me about Shedeur Sanders. I like him. You want to trade for him?
Which is what I'm saying. Exactly. I mean,
Cam Ward, I like him. You want to trade for him?
Do you pretend that you might want to take Shedeur Sanders and
I like him
make a better deal?
I like him a lot. I like all these quarterbacks a lot. Or say it like this. I'll tell you what. I like one of these quarterbacks in this draft a ton. The rest of them, yeah.
This is.
And then he says, sure am glad I'm in the catbird seat here with that number 1. I get my pick of the litter. You guys are going to have to fight over the rest. Unless you want to make a deal.
Abdul's a very good player. I don't want to go into many evaluations of players, but like I said, there's certainly some players at the top there that fit that description of generational talent. They're drafting Abdul Carter.
I don't even think it should be a question.
You don't even – the moment you hear a general manager use the term generational talent, when even on the periphery of describing a player, they're drafting him or puffing him up to trade the pick, one or the other. But that's the plan, Abdul Carter.
Because I stand by this, and again, maybe I'll have egg on my face in 5 years, but if Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward had come out 1 year ago, they would have been the 6th and 7th quarterbacks taken in this draft. And I'm not using the first pick on a guy that would have been the 6th best quarterback a year ago. It's crazy.
This is him on Hunter. Now read between the lines here. He's a special player, yeah, for sure. We were watching him, and I don't know if there's anybody that's actually done what he's done in modern-day football, playing both offense and defense during the course of the season. So he's definitely a special player, and they're not in on him.
No,
he's a nice guy. Looks good for you, not for me.
Yeah,
but for you,
somebody's gonna be real happy with him. It's cool to watch.
It's Carter. I can tell by those 3 statements they've already zeroed in. It's a done deal.
Hey, you don't know me. You don't know Borgonzi.
Hey, listen, Tommy Cutlets gives me a call and offers me a couple of linemen. I'm going to keep it. Get out of here.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm
it's
drafting here.
Carter.
I'm drafting a lineman here. Get off my...
Borgonzi.
And that's our Italian accent for the day.
Hey, Borgonzi.
I'm drafting a lineman here.
Meanwhile, Borgonzi's going to come out and be like, I'm Jewish, or
Borgonzi.
I'm actually Korean. I don't know why you guys are doing this weird Italian accent.
It's adopted. Yeah. Look at me.
Oh, you are Korean.
I didn't know you were Korean.
I don't even know what he looks like, but I like that name Borgonzi. It sounds like a delicious meal.
What's that comedian Nate Bargatze?
Let me get the pasta with the Borgonzi sauce, eh?
I don't want any Borgonzi sauce on anything.
I want the Borgonzi sauce all over my mouth, all over my napkin.
You can keep that Borgonzi sauce.
Put it on my napkin. That's how I like it.
Keep it in the kitchen.
Borgonzi on the side.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Borgonzi.
Cover me in the Borgonzi.
Yeah,
I can't get enough of that Borgonzi sauce. Hey. Hey, Borgonzi.
Borgonzi all over you right there.
That's right.
I got Borgonzi'd up and down. It's not fun.
All right, friends. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on outside the world of sports. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning on 35. Northbound at Walsham, that wreck is still there. All that gets by is that left lane. It's causing a 30-minute delay, heavy from 410 South Cutoff. On 35 southbound Weederstein to 410, that's rolling slowly, and also a wreck at I-10 eastbound. That connector to get onto eastbound Loop 410, we've got the right lane of the connector ramp blocked, so it's got you stop and go from Wurzbach. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
It's been a great day.
It has been a good day.
Ryan Eagle's been on a bit of a high because he actually did some handyman stuff at the house all by himself and got a very simple job done in about 30 minutes.
My only problem was that when I was there, I think the dogs were a little afraid to go out. Yeah, they've seen me work before.
Well,
So it's like, I'm not sure if that thing's safe.
Ride home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Can you hear me?
Talking about us.
Talking about us? That's Texas State baseball Twitter. Can you hear them? They're talking about us.
Doesn't matter what they say, AJ.
Doesn't.
Hey!
Our lips are sealed.
And you were downgrading 80s music just yesterday.
Oh, what a song.
You hadn't heard this classic from 1982.
Listen, man. Well, remember I was talking about Like a Prayer yesterday.
Another
a
fine
couple days.
80s song.
I like some songs.
Or was that 90s? I think it might have been 90s by the time she was doing Like a Prayer.
Maybe so. Wilson Phillips was 1990.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know.
Like 90.
It was the biggest song of 1990. Never forget. Never forget
Who
the
can?
biggest, the number one song of 1990. Hold on for one more day.
That is indeed the double Jeopardy question that everybody misses.
I know. I don't know how they missed that
What
either.
is Nirvana? No!
Yeah. Well, like, who? It's so obvious, but I guess it's just obvious if you're in the know.
The number one song of 1990 was Hold On for One More Day from Wilson Phillips.
Hold on for one more day.
I don't think most people would get that right, except Old Man
Hold
Phillips.
on for one more day.
Old Man Phillips and his wife. They know the answer.
They know. Did you see the quarterback rankings from FanDuel? I don't know. First of all, I don't know
Wait,
that
you mean NFL quarterbacks? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that I trust a sports betting site to give me appropriate rankings. Like, they want you to bet money and lose, so it's hard to take them for their word on some of these things. Oh yeah. But they listed their 2025 quarterback rankings, and there's a couple things that jump out to me here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they did this in a world where free agency and the draft have already happened.
Can we, before we get into this, can we just agree that if Pat Mahomes isn't number one, there's immediately a problem?
Pat Mahomes isn't number one.
Well, then
there you go. Yeah.
If you're telling me that
Now,
even after the loss,
okay, here's the only way I'll say that you can make an argument. Statistically, Patrick Mahomes has gone backwards the last couple years.
there's no doubt.
And if that trend continues, there's going we're going to hit a wall where one of these other guys passes him up.
No, I get for the sake of argument, but we all know there is one quarterback.
I agree.
And
there's a tier by himself.
And then there's a couple close, but there's no real separation. So if we go off the predicate, it's just, what have you done for me lately? This is where we sit, and past be damned. It's just the last time we saw him. Now we can make the argument. All right.
Okay. I think, personally, if I were doing my rankings, I would still say there's tier 1, which is Patrick Mahomes. Tier 2 is Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. And then you can argue the rest with whoever.
But
I don't
will
care.
say
but
this.
There's those two are in groups by themselves, and then everybody else you can throw into a bag. I don't care.
But just because he's still the best out there doesn't mean he wouldn't be the one that I want. For whatever
I think that's
reason.
fair. Yeah. Well, number 1, they've got Josh Allen.
And might be the guy that I would want more because of the tools.
Josh Allen's the guy who you could put him on a crap team and he could probably carry it better. He can't carry it all the way yet. We've seen that. But he can carry a bummy roster a lot further than I think the average Joe can.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, he's got Lamar Jackson.
Same reason.
Number 3, he's got Patrick Mahomes. Number 4, Joe Burrow. And number 5, Jalen Hurts.
Wow. No.
Jalen Hurts is certainly stock up. He's not the guy for me. I think Jalen Hurts is very much a system dependent. He is in the perfect storm right now, and good on him. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the 5th best quarterback in the league. That said, again, after those top 4, you can make an argument for a bunch of guys, and I'm not going to give you a bunch of pushback because I think that after the top 4, you can. I think you can make an argument for Jalen Hurts. I think you can make an argument for Jaden Daniels. I think you can make an argument for Justin Herbert. I think you can make an argument for Jared Goff. You can make an argument for a lot of guys. Dak, you can make an argument for. But
you left out Stafford. I mean, there's lots of dudes that in the eye of the beholder, given circumstance, that you would take. For
outside of that top 4, from 5 to 15, I don't really care what order you put them in. This list has Jaden Daniels 5. Wow. No, excuse me, Jaden Daniels 6.
That is just extraordinary.
I think we're going to see some regression from him. I think he's really, really good, just like I think C.J. Stroud's really, really good. But last year we saw.
It really is extraordinary. Even though there will be some regression, how fortunate NFL fans have been because we hoped that those two dudes might be okay. I don't think any of us expected both Stroud and Daniels to be looking like the future of the league kind of quarterbacks.
Lorenzo Fins Up says better than Josh Allen. I don't know if you're talking about Jalen Hurts better than Josh Allen, but if so, that's the most absurd thing I've ever heard said on the Brigade Bar. I'll never block him if that's what he means. Number 7, C.J. Stroud. Number 8, Dak Prescott. 9, Jordan Love. 10, your guy, Baker Mayfield.
I think all those 3 should be grouped together. As long as we're not counting money and we're just counting stats, those 3 belong together.
Here's maybe the underrated part of this list. 11, 12, 13. Goff, Herbert, Stafford. Now, the thing that'll jump off the page to you about Matt Stafford is the logo that it has next to his name.
Is it a Viking?
It is a Pittsburgh Steelers logo.
I like that idea. I like that concept. I think it would be good for everybody involved if it was to work out.
Trevor Lawrence. It has here listed as the 15th. Oh, I've missed 14. Caleb Williams, which I disagree with. I'm not impressed with Caleb.
On this one, aren't we?
I'm not impressed with Caleb Williams. Like the idea that Caleb Williams is ahead of Drake May and Bo Nix, who had markedly better seasons than him a year ago already. Yeah, I don't see that.
I'm gonna bet the no pass on this.
Geno Smith 16. Geno Smith is the line.
Epitome of Mendoza.
Are you an average quarterback? Well, are you better than Geno Smith? If so, yeah.
I think that's.
Are you worse than Geno Smith? Below average quarterback.
I'm surprised. There's one guy I haven't heard yet that I'm kind of surprised.
17, Drake May. 18, Sam Darnold with a Raiders logo.
All right.
19. This might be the one that I'm surprised to see this low. Kyler Murray.
Yeah, 19?
Kyler Murray at 19.
Didn't he have, last season, didn't he have a game where he was nearly perfect in QBR?
Yep.
I mean, I get
the
questions, but that's too low.
I got a couple more that are going to surprise you. 20, Bo Nix. 21, Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, the thing about Tua
21 feels low. I'm not a Tua guy, but 21 feels low.
I know who he is, and in the right system, that is far lower than he should be.
22 is Bryce Young. which is,
About right.
listen, that's hopeful.
Yeah, I mean, he's bottom half.
23, if you said who has fallen the most from what this list would have said a year ago, Brock Purdy at 23.
Wow. Do you feel like
Brock Purdy was showing up in top 10 lists last year?
I feel like John Lynch has put in a word to all the writers. Hey, I'm negotiating with this guy. Can you bring him down a couple of pegs? Can you put him in the bottom half until I sign the deal? Then you can put him back where he belongs in the top 10.
24, J.J. McCarthy. Hadn't played a game yet.
That's unfortunate.
25 with a Jets logo is Justin Fields.
How'd you like to be ranked behind a dude that
who's never played? Well, hold on. Give me a second.
And on one leg.
Number 26 is Michael Penix. Number 27, a future Hall of Famer who's ranked behind a guy who's never played a game. With a Rams logo, Aaron Rodgers is 27.
I want this to happen.
Shedeur Sanders, Giant logo, 28. Anthony Richardson, 29.
Wow. Anthony Richardson behind Shedeur Sanders.
30th, Cleveland Browns helmet, Cam Ward.
Wow, they like Shedeur more.
31. This might be the most offensive rating, and I'm telling you now, this is egregious. It is. Derek Carr, 31. Like, to think that Derek Carr is worse than Anthony Richardson, Justin Fields, but like Aaron Rodgers. No. Derek Carr, when he's on the field, is still a top 15 quarterback on a bad day.
Well, the numbers don't tell you that. I mean, the
yes, the on-off numbers do tell you that.
I guess. Who's 32? Is
the
it my boy?
The Mayo King.
Is he boy? All right. He made the list.
Yeah.
Just love. No, there's a couple of dead guys in front of him.
Will Levis, 32, with the Titans logo.
J.J. McCarthy with one leg and no experience.
Yeah.
No, we'll take him.
Yeah. Give me you got any Kirk Cousins?
We're all over this guy. What's the Bargatze? Go.
Hey, Bargatze.
You literally have the worst quarterback in the NFL, but go draft a linebacker.
Yeah. Yeah, but Derek Carr, that's offensive.
You know, you have a little bit of a personal connection in that you kind of lived with him in Vegas. But I'll tell you, the perception outside the country is he's done. He's donezo, like done. Like for whatever reason, whether it be career choice, injuries, locale, he's now Phillip Rivers. He was good.
It can only be injury. In the last 2 years, he has thrown 40 touchdowns and 13 picks.
Phillip Rivers. Yeah, but, you're old news.
But Phillip Rivers was never 31st on, like, Phillip Rivers, the day after he retired, people were like, he'd be the 15th best quarterback.
And I do think that, because we don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. But I do. I think
the Saints is like New Orleans is a wasteland, and people just forget about it.
That's what I'm getting. Is it because he's in New Orleans and there's nobody to throw to, and the coach is in flux, and it's not so much him but the circumstance?
I think a lot of it's been injury. I think out of sight, out of mind, and but again, if you look at the Saints' win-loss record when he's there, when he starts and finishes a game, they are a competitive team. When he is not there, they are a disaster.
I'm glad he made a lot of money.
I am too.
I'm glad he made a lot of money because he's not going to be remembered.
No, he really isn't. I'm not here battling for Derek Carr's legacy, but I'm just saying 31 is you got rookies who haven't even gotten drafted. You got a guy who tore his ACL last year, has never played a snap. They're better than Derek Carr. It's not.
But just to put out there, well, let's just put it 16. You're going to tell me you'd rather have Geno Smith in your rankings than Derek Carr?
No,
that's just false on its premise.
It is. It's just I don't. You saw Aaron Rodgers play last year. Aaron Rodgers did nothing good last year.
So,
you can't tell me, oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers has more in the tank than Derek Carr. There's zero chance. If you said, hey, next year you got one chance, you need one guy to win you a playoff game. Do you want to go with Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr?
Anthony Richardson. I want the lead.
Again,
one play.
I totally get if you tell me there's a down arrow next to Derek Carr. I agree with that. But 31 is absurd.
Yeah, left in obscurity. Hey, what about me?
Who's a better starting quarterback who's a worse starting quarterback than Derek Carr? Only Will Levis, the only one. That's impossible.
And even Will, come on.
Yeah. Give me a break.
He's better than Will.
All right. let's hit our last break. We'll come back and we'll do what we always do to wrap up the show. Is we'll take a look at the daily lines. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414. 800-895-1414.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime-forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Baby is mama's mama's.
Mama's mama's. Yeah. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Ooh. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize. Trillion times. Ooh.
The Atlanta sound, baby.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You think he's a good dresser?
A very good dresser.
You think he is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Andre 3000.
Andre 3000. He certainly seems to be the icon.
Yeah. John says Rodgers looked great in the last month. Mahomes looked crappy all season. Aaron Rodgers threw for 112 yards and 2 picks, had a 1.1 QBR against the Bills, and this is the second of the last game of the season, literally asked his coach,
Can I quit now?
Maybe it ought to be time we see Tyrod for a little bit, huh? Maybe put the backup in because this ain't getting better. A game they lost 40-14. Aaron Rodgers did not have a great last month. No. He had a great last game against the Dolphins. That was it. Trust me, I remember well Aaron Rodgers basically tapping his helmet saying, "Coach, get me out of here. Enough. Enough's enough for me. I don't want any more of this." 1.1 QBR. 1.1. Aaron Rodgers is a joke. He's a clown. He's a loser.
That was his best game of the year, man.
He is a loser. Give him a good line.
No.
Aaron Rodgers is a joke. I told you guys before the year last year, he's a joke. And then John says that's what happened to Mahomes in the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl? He was in the Super Bowl. Remember that?
Yeah, he got that far.
Like, oh, yeah, the quarterback played poorly in the Super Bowl. Well, he got there for what, the fourth time in the last 5 years? Fourth time in 5 years?
I'm just happy somebody's defending my man Aaron Rodgers.
Screw
There's
Aaron
still
Rodgers.
an Aaron Rodgers fan out there.
He's the worst.
So own it, biggin. Own it.
I saw a movie with his girlfriend yesterday or 2 days ago.
What's her name again?
Shailene Woodley.
She's a handsome woman. Not
She's
beautiful.
not my flavor.
No, not unattractive.
You know what?
But just vaguely kind of attractive.
I'll tell you what.
Vague ways.
You know who that reminds you of? Who's similar to that? Danica Patrick. Like, I don't find Danica Patrick attractive. I don't think she's ugly.
Right.
But she's not my cup of tea.
She looks good without makeup.
She doesn't look way different than Shailene Woodley. Like, she's that same kind of. Yeah. She's got
a solid 6.
Yeah.
Maybe a 7. Solid.
The thought is just Aaron Rodgers could pull pretty much whatever he wants. But I really think Aaron Rodgers' biggest problem is he probably talks to these women.
Oh, I think he pulls crazy. I guarantee you, crazy draws crazy.
Yeah,
and he's pulling some crazy.
Meditate? You want to go meditate?
Dude.
In the jungle?
My guess is if he just didn't talk, he could get whatever chicks he wanted.
Well, he's getting the.
Yeah.
Remember Olivia Munn?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think, but then he started talking and ruined that.
And she did too.
And then she left.
Crazy deserves crazy, and they found each other.
God, Olivia Munn though, so hot.
Yeah. What was the worst sound in the world? What was the series that she? I had a train of thought.
I did.
You got lost?
I got lost.
Little bit lost in there.
She was in the newsroom. Is that
That's
what you're
it,
thinking?
newsroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, she was hot. Olivia Munn. I can't believe Aaron Rodgers had her.
Yeah, well, she's saying the same thing.
Yeah,
I can't believe I had Aaron Rodgers.
You're probably
Lick
right.
the frog. Next thing I know, I'm waking up next to him.
John, don't feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. Most QBs can't win without it. Remember, Aaron, like the Jets, everyone in the world thought the Jets were a quarterback away. This roster is one quarterback away from a Super Bowl.
But the wrong quarterback.
Yeah. You think there's plenty of quarterbacks who have bad. Joe Burrow has a bad offensive line. He ain't putting up a 1.1 quarterback rating.
And bringing 9 of his best friends to take positions of guys that actually need them.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the show the way we always do by taking a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
In the Association of National Basketballs, the Golden State Warriors, -5 in Orlando.
Take the money and run, baby.
You don't want to get in the way of the Warriors train right now.
They are cooking.
They have been very, very good of late. The Nuggies, 4-point favorites at Milwaukee.
Also cooking, but that's too big of a number.
I don't know. Milwaukee's really fallen out of favor, haven't they?
I'm just not going to bet against them at home against a good team. You know, I think Giannis will show up to play, and Dame will too, just out of respect for Joker.
Yeah. Charlotte. Ooh. Charlotte's at the Mavericks. The shell of the Mavericks. What's the line?
Gosh. Mavs and 6.
Mavs -9.
9?
Trending towards 9.5, mind you. Oh.
Well,
Charlotte stinks, but my goodness. Here's another one. I get it. The Pelicans are trash. Pelicans plus 8.5 at Phoenix.
Not just
Phoenix
I
minus
just watched
8.5.
In fact, take New Orleans. They just won 2 games. Now, the ramifications of those wins, I do think they're gonna. The coach and everybody, Green, and going to be sitting down thinking, we didn't help ourselves over the weekend. It felt good, but it wasn't good for us. So there might be the reverse back to we got to lose some games to make sure we're in that bottom 4, and we have to play that. But that's a big number.
I'll take the points here too. I think this is the most intriguing game of the night. Of course, it comes on at 9:40 at night, so I probably won't watch it. The Lakers host the Timberwolves. Lakers minus 6.5. Feels like a big number.
I know, but
I think give me the T-Wolves.
We talked yesterday. Well, yeah, we talked yesterday about Luka and getting the triple-double. It wasn't a super impressive triple-double, but it was one. And in the fourth quarter, LeBron carried them home. At some point, and maybe not in the near future, both these guys are going to have a game. And when they do, they'll beat the T-Wolves.
But you know what? Remember, T-Wolves just went to OKC. They were down, 14 points with 4 minutes left, and they won the game. Like, that team is fighting.
Do you think that they're going to come at them tonight, or are they going to rest on their laurels?
No, I think the T-Wolves, they're going at you, baby.
The good news is they're huge, and the Lakers are not.
They are not. So there you go. That's what's going on in the association. In the collegiate world of college basketball matches.
After last night, which was just one great game on every channel, you just couldn't find a bad game last night.
Well, you must have missed the Auburn-Ole Miss game.
I mean, with the way we talked, I mean, Auburn's about the best team in the country and played like it. So
106-76 was the final there.
But I'm talking about games that mattered. Vanderbilt played hard and got a win. Arkansas playing for the tourney and got themselves a win.
How about Michigan State with a half-court buzzer beater to knock off Maryland?
And Maryland is a gamer. That was a huge win. So a good basketball night.
How about Butler putting up a fight against St. John's?
Didn't see that coming, but not surprised.
Kentucky OU was a 1-point game. Kentucky won by 1. Clemson beat the hell out of Notre Dame. I told you, this Clemson team is a monster.
They're rising. So tonight's not quite the same docket until Saturday.
You were right. Utah, they rolled over. Arizona stomped them 83-66. So there's some good games. Thursday is kind of it's a heavy mid-major slate. You're going to get a lot of Mountain West, a lot of Big West.
And watch them. For
WCC.
The types,
if
you're building brackets, this is the night you make money.
But in the top 25 tonight, number 15, Michigan hosts Rutgers. Michigan's minus 9.5 here. Michigan doesn't win games by 10 points.
No,
that's just not what they do.
They don't have enough offense to do that, but they're a very giving team. They play for each other, which I appreciate.
Michigan just won a game against Corn on Monday, 49-46. Mm-hmm. That was a Big Ten college basketball, not a junior high girls game. That was a men's Big Ten basketball game, 49-46. I'm going to read you this list of the last handful of wins for Michigan basketball. They beat Nebraska by 3, beat Ohio State by 3, beat Purdue by 2, beat Indiana by 3.
Pretty good report card.
Beat Oregon by 4.
Pretty good report card.
Beat Rutgers by 3, Penn State by 4, Northwestern by 4. Why would you lay double digits with Michigan against Rutgers?
Well,
when they win close games or they lose. Their last three losses, 75-62 to Michigan State, 91-64 to Purdue.
Yeah, that one hangs out.
So you're either getting your ass kicked or you're scraping by.
Well,
9.5 with Rutgers sounds like a gift.
Well, the 94 sticks out because they still only scored 64. It tells me that they're winning games because they're limiting possessions.
Yes.
So they're going to have to slow the game down against a team that has 2 guards that are going to do everything possible to speed the game up. I like the fact that Michigan will win. They ain't going to win by that much.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
And guess who's showed back up the last couple games? Dylan Harper. His last 2 games, 34 points, 25 points.
I think Ace had a 25, 30-point game over the weekend, too.
They're figuring it out.
The guards are playing.
They're not a good team. They're 2 good players and a bunch of, scrubs.
That's enough to get the over and a loss. You know what I mean?
I think Michigan covers that game.
Yeah.
Or, Rutgers covers that game. That's a crazy number for Michigan. The other game in the top 25, number 23, St. Mary's, is a 13.5-point road favorite at Loyola Marymount. You talk about a team that generally limits possessions. That's St. Mary's. St. Mary's not the kind of team I'm looking to win in blowout fashion very often. It's probably dog or pass for me there, especially at Loyola. I think I'm
the sad thing about me personally,
riding with the Lions
about this time of the year, is I am so woefully deficient on the skill sets of West Coast teams just because I don't see them play enough. And, as we get closer to conference tournament time, this is about the time I learn about every team west of New Mexico. Because, unless you're UCLA or Oregon playing some –
or Gonzaga, yeah.
Or even Gonzaga's hard to keep up with. At least now UCLA, USC, Oregon, Washington, they're playing Big Ten schools at normal times. I'm not having 11 p.m. tip-offs. So – I can't wait to learn a little bit more about St. Mary's and San Diego and those schools that I quite frankly know nothing about other than scores and leading scorer,
Yeah. A couple other games that may have some local interest here. North Texas is at Florida Atlantic. It's a pick 'em.
It's a big game for North Texas.
I think North Texas wins. Mm-hmm. I think they do. They have to get this win. I think they're going to get it. And then remember I told you UC San Diego, a team to watch. They're playing at CSU Northridge tonight. And yeah, I'm not betting against them. That team is that is a juggernaut team right now. So give me the Tritons of UC San Diego. In the world of hockey, there are some hockey matchups tonight. If my application will open here we go. The Washington Capitals -166 hosting the St. Louis Blues as Ovechkin continues his chase for history. The Carolina Hurricanes, the book expects them to eke one out tonight against the Buffalo Sabres. Hurricanes -230 against the Sabres. The Lightning -220 against the Calgary Flames. The Canadiens -220 against the San Jose Sharks, who are a corpse.
You go back to the Lightning. How are they doing?
They're pretty good.
Yeah,
they're pretty good. And also Calgary's really bad, so it's kind of a mix of all things there. Red Wings -155 hosting the Blue Jackets. Edmonton, a road dog. I'd be interested in that. The Florida Panthers -130. Edmonton coming back +110. The Bruins -102 at home against the Islanders. Pittsburgh, a pick'em with the Philadelphia Flyers in Pittsburgh. The Nashville Predators +110 home dogs against the Winnipeg Jets. The Utah Hockey Club, so stupid, -190 against the Minnesota Wild. The Vegas Golden, oh my goodness, that is the biggest line of the night. The Vegas Golden Knights are -410 hosting the Chicago Blackhawks.
Chicago sucks.
Chicago does suck. If you want to say the Knights will win by 2 goals, you still got to pay -150. Yeah. So it's expect the ass whooping tonight. And the Vancouver Canucks, the Hosers, are -130 at the Ducks, the Mighty Ducks, the once mighty Ducks
at least
of Anaheim. Canucks -130, Ducks +110. So there you go. There is your look at those daily lines.
I haven't made a hockey bet yet.
No?
No. I'm got to get close to the playoffs. I have to have trends in front of me.
You got to. You're a very serious hockey bettor.
Oh, I am. I really weigh all the important data.
You got to make sure
it's still being collated.
I can't say I blame you, man. You got to have all of the details before you make your big play.
I prefer to lay my money on preseason baseball with split squads. That's where the money can be made.
Now, something to keep in mind. When I said that line earlier, and I was like, wow, the Edmonton Oilers are road dogs at Florida. Remember, Florida is the team of Matthew Tkachuk, who is the new most popular player in the world.
No, which Tkachuk was that?
He's the one
started the fight?
But then he's also the one that got hurt and wasn't able to get back in the game late.
Of all the Tkachuks, he's my favorite.
Matt is your favorite? Well, Matt is the Tkachuk that's actually like won playoff games and won a Stanley Cup. His brothers never even got to play in a playoff game.
Sucks.
So, but Matt is out. So the Panthers are without their best player, and they're a home. That means Edmonton's a dog against a team missing their best player. I'd be interested in the Oilers.
He should have never represented his country. He
That's
should have
the thing,
cared
man.
more about his team and stayed home and stayed well.
You know what?
Instead of playing for America.
I'm not gonna lie.
Serves him right.
I'm not gonna lie. Alex Pietrangelo, who is a defenseman for the Golden Knights, he was invited to play for Team Canada, and he said, I'm going to rest up my body. He's like, I'm banged up. He's like, it's not going to be good for me to play. And
as a fan of him, I guess you're kind of like.
Well, remember the night Shea Theodore did go play for Team Canada,
and now he's
and
not.
he got hurt.
Yeah.
So now you'd be down both your defensemen. Probably that would suck. You wouldn't
especially for Canada.
Yeah.
That now I get it.
Imagine getting hurt and being Canadian. That would suck. Bunch of hosers.
I feel sorry for them.
Bunch of hosers. So there you go. There's your look at the daily lines today. Should be some.
We've given away our tickets, right?
I think we've given away
real
everything.
quick. We're playing golf in about a month.
Oh yeah, I've got the read here.
Let's do this because we're going to start getting dailies from our sales managers and the like.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get yourself signed up so we don't get whipped by our suits.
We
know you're going to play.
April 14th, Golf Club of Texas. The San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. It's benefiting the Pan American Golf Association. Oh, that's what that is.
That's what that is.
That poker chip you've got.
Oh, here it is. That's it. All right.
There you go.
We'll put this in a place of reverence.
Register online at sasportstar.com. $120 per person, or sign up your whole foursome for $400 and save a little bit of dough. That's Monday, April 14th, 9 a.m., the Golf Club of Texas for the Spring Golf Tournament, presented by Yingling, the next generation of light beer, sponsored in part by Ancira and PPL Motorhomes. By the way, the Blitz is going to Vegas. They're going to be out there next month, Mega March Madness weekend, Circle Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. So get on out there. Baseball's Baseball's
kind of
starting up around that time. So taking the action out there. Circa Swim, 6 pools, the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim, a great place to go hang out. Book now. Use the promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa. That'll do it for us. Speaking of Jason and Joe, they'll do a program at 2 o'clock.
Yes.
They actually, I think, have at least an hour and a half planned to discuss college baseball.
They will have a dude in that's anti-gambling. Might want to tune into this. A rep that's not pro.
Morning Huddle. We'll be back tomorrow.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Do you ever scroll through social media only to find yourself bombarded by bad news, hot takes, picture-perfect families, and yet another humbling professional update? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing, but imagine how you would feel if you spent 45 minutes focused on how you are doing. At Cerebral, they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. The best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. In fact, 72% of people say they felt better in just 12 weeks. Cerebral makes mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs, and just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral is here to help you build a strong foundation on your overall well-being. Take that first step today. Go to Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral. Make time for Mind Time.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and